just has that patented. Here we go. Bam, we're live. So I figured out, I made a few posts for members only just to test it out. And I saw today what you sent me, Souza, that if you want to be a member, oh shit, wrong glasses.
The blue light blocking ones.
Business. Here we go. If you want to be a member and you want to join and you're on the app, on the YouTube app, you can't. It's gonna have to take you over to the browser.
Mm-hmm.
The browser. Yo, Charlie.
Gentlemen, what's up?
What's up, bro?
Not too much.
Holy shit. There he is.
He's real.
Charlie.
I am real. In the building. Present.
Charlie, are you in the Bay Area?
No, so I live in Boulder, Colorado, actually.
Okay. You come to the Bay Area a lot?
No,
Okay.
not really.
All right.
Last time I was in the Bay Area was college. So 2017, I think.
Okay, I would watch like a whole handful of YouTube videos, and I had picked up that you train for sure there in Boulder. But then for some reason, I was getting the impression that you lived in Silicon Valley.
No, sir. No, maybe one day when I retire, we'll see. I don't know. Place is it's gorgeous there. So I fell in love the first time I was there ever at Stanford racing in college. So
this is a live show. It could get quite cantankerous.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. So
fucking A. All right, here we go. How old are you, Charlie?
I'm 28.
Holy cow, dude. You are ageless. How is someone who's putting your body through what you're putting it through look so young? I cannot believe it. I thought you were going to say like 20.
Genetics. That's probably my dad's 60. He's going to kill me if I don't know his age. 65. He looks like he's 40. So hopefully I trend that direction.
And do you have siblings?
I have one younger sister. Yeah. So she's 26. She looks her age though.
Hey, this is starting to make a little more sense. So she looks her age. She's gonna kill you. Hey,
she will. That's a shot.
So you're a veteran. So it's crazy. Okay, so I watched some YouTube videos of you like running in college. And did you run cross country in college? Is that what I saw?
I did cross country and track, for the Gophers. So
okay, and then I guess I didn't do the simple math, but I just assumed, I was like, wow, this guy's just an overnight sensation. But you are a legitimate veteran of the sport. Is 28 years old senior for what you're doing at the level you're at?
Yes and no. I mean, this is coming to the end of my 5th year running professionally. Prior to that, I was running competitively at the division level for 5 years, and then I'd say I was pretty competitive too all the way through. Really, high school, but you're doing training, but you're not doing real training. So I've been at this at a super, super high level. I'd consider D1 pretty high level for really 10 years now. So really kind of the prime marathon age and is about 28 to 34, 35. So I'm just kind of getting into that, hopefully prime really in my career. So.
And is that what you call yourself, a marathoner?
Marathoner. Now, I guess I could probably call myself an ultra marathoner, breaking the division mile world record. But yeah, I still think to be good at like the ultra stuff, I need to kind of be a marathoner first. So, because that's helps with the speed and all that, in my opinion.
Charlie, tell me what is a marathoner? I don't even know what a marathoner is. What's a marathoner?
I'd say anyone that's run 26.2 miles does it as a hobby, does it as a job like me. I don't know. Have you guys done one at all?
No, my wife did, and I cheered her on like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But that was as close as I came to a marathon.
Yeah, your wife's a marathoner. Then there you go. So that's probably the simplest definition if you've done and completed a marathon. So obviously, some do it faster than others. Some do it for fun. Some do it to try to rip other people's heads off, like me. So it's however you want to slice and dice it. Just run the distance.
But you do it occupationally, meaning you put bread on the table, you pay your car payment with it, and so, and your body is the machine that's doing the work. You're like this living embodiment of the machine that is the full-time marathoner.
That's what makes my money. Yeah, is going to running fast. So and putting in the miles, doing the work. So.
Take me back as early as you can remember your first ever running. Your first ever like, hey, I'm running. Look at me, I'm running.
So this is actually a pretty easy because I've told this quite a bit. I grew up in a small town in central Minnesota. in a family of coaches. My dad was a football coach, like varsity football coach. My mom was a varsity cross country coach. My dad also coached track. So they were like, obviously same household, like everyone knew them, so the coaches, but they ended up getting divorced when I was in first grade, towards the end of first grade. So
Totally normal.
Yep. So then the fall when I'm in second grade, I had two options. It was either go to cross country practice with my mom or go to daycare. And I was always just a super active kid, like pretty competitive, definitely a hothead, spastic. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to cross country practice and try to beat up on these junior high kids. So the first day of practice, I'm in second grade. They're 7th and 8th graders, and they do this time trial. It's an 800-meter loop, kind of around the back, like football fields, the softball fields, baseball fields. It's roughly a mile, 2 laps. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this like time trial. And my mom's like, Charlie, you want to do it? I'm like, F it, sure, we'll see what we can do. Went like full stick.
You put your cigarette out. You put your cigarette out on the bottom of on some other kid's back, and you're like, "Fuck it, I got this, Mom."
Yeah. I said, Mom, hold my beer, and just and just literally like as a second grader, in 7th and 8th graders, and a couple 9th graders, out the gate as hard as I could, just sprinted, did it, won by like 30 seconds, beat all the 7th and 8th graders as a second grader. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty good at this. So I always just kind of had a knack for it. I did play basketball through 10th grade.
How important was that, Charlie? Did you get like looks from 7th, 8th, and 9th graders and girls that you think left a forever imprint on you? That like, wow, they must have been like, holy shit, you must have gotten some attention for that. Like in that moment, that was insane.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, these kids are like keeling over after the race, and I'm like, are we doing that again? They're like, no, that was just a one-time trial. I'm like, oh, I want to beat them again. So yeah, definitely left an impression. The junior high kids definitely hated me because I would just truthfully, I just try to show up most days and try to just race them, which is not the point of practice. Like most days you're trying to be pretty chill. And then, I was also the kid too, where it's like, if they're doing a track workout and I'm in second grade, I'd take the first rep and burn them, then wait a rep or two, then go the next rep and burn them again. Just make sure I keep burning them. But yeah, and it was just all kind of fun. I'm competitive. And they honestly, they hated it. Cause I was pretty arrogant, pretty cocky, even as a second grader. So
why do you think you were good at running?
Going back to genetics too. This really honestly goes back to, I think, my dad mostly. My mom was a pretty good recreational runner. She's run under 3 hours for the marathon. My dad was a Division II All-American in football. He was a cornerback. Had a short stint with the Minnesota Vikings as well. So just a freak athlete, can jump out of the gym. He ran track in high school before going to play college ball. He was like a under 2 minute, 800-meter runner. Heck of just an athlete. So I think I got a lot of that from him. And he's has a lot of quiet confidence about him. But he was like, when he talks about his time, like whether it's being an All-American, leading he still has the school record in tackles, I believe, or at least he did. He kind of has this quiet confidence about him. Like he was a dog. So I think I got a lot of that ability just from him. And obviously growing up with going to meets, even as like an infant, it's a couple years old, remembering going to those cross country meets or track meets, definitely just kind of carried me through and saw how they coached their athletes and how competitive they were. And I think that was ingrained in me from an early age.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10". The girls ask I'm 6 foot. But
and how much do you weigh?
About 137 to 140. So right around there.
And what's the most you've ever weighed in your life?
About 148.
That's the most you've ever weighed.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks off after nationals. Pretty much consumed at least half my body weight in alcohol over those 2 weeks. So
shit.
Yes.
Back on pretty quick.
Hey, and do you know the least you, as an adult, is 137 like the least you've ever weighed?
I was 131 at one point. This is 2019. That was too small.
Oh, that is insane, dude. 5'10". So you are. I'm trying to think. Is that the most svelte athletes in the athlete kingdom?
Good question. I don't know. As a runner, I'm actually I'm pretty muscular for a lot of runners, I'd say. So, I'm probably 140 there, maybe probably a little under 140. But those are the boys up in that's in Lake Superior right there. So that was a fun weekend.
Hey, are those dudes runners? Do those dudes run?
They are. So the one on the very far left, that's my best friend Jeff. He was an 800-meter runner at Minnesota. And then the guy in the middle, Adam, another one of my best friends. He was a kind of cross-country 10K guy. So that was up at Adam's place in Cornucopia, Wisconsin, middle of nowhere. It's just like the town shuts down for one day. It's called Corny Day. And we just, like, his parents own a place like on the lake, on Lake Superior. So we just wake up, they have like a 5K. All three of us ran it and dusted everyone by like 5 minutes. And then we just started drinking all day. So that was, I think that was 2018.
So you're having fun.
I try to when I'm locked into a segment like I'm right now, getting ready for the Olympic trials coming up. I don't really do much. My life's pretty boring now. But back then, truthfully, I was training, but I hadn't signed a pro deal yet. So I was still working full time, just kind of training as much as I could on the side. I was still running over 100 miles a week, but not quite as serious as I am now, because it wasn't my straight livelihood. It was more of a competitive hobby. But I do try to have fun. So when I can, it goes in spurts for sure. I'm due for another party day after the trials.
I'm wondering if that's why you look so young, because you are having fun too.
It helps for sure. I mean, I enjoy what I'm doing. I mean, I get up and my days are, I don't say they're easy, but like, I mean, today I ran 18 miles just between 2 runs and a core session. But like the rest of it, I'm just chilling, living life. Like I'll look out my window and I see the, foothills and flat irons, like sun's out, life's great. So, and I get paid to do that. Pretty fortunate.
2023 tunnel run. 10 minutes into the show, I'm finally telling you guys what you're looking at. You guys are truly looking at greatness in a couple ways. 2023 tunnel run, 4 hours, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds. You ran 50 miles and beat the world record, which had previously been set at 4:50:08. You almost beat it by a complete 2 minutes. Is this so? The reason why I'm tripping that you're 28 is this kind of is this the pinnacle of your career doing this? Even though, like, yeah, is this the pinnacle? I mean, I have a feeling that you're changing the sport. Like anytime someone sets a record, it kind of brings all this attention, and like now you've done it again, and like this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back and makes the 50 mile like, holy shit, the 50 miles is a legit race.
Yeah, at this point in my career, 100%. I mean, before this, like the thing to hang my hat on was just I qualified for the Olympic trials in 2020. I mean, I had a great debut. I ran 2:16:10 in my marathon debut.
Wait, slow down. 2020 Olympic trials, you ran what?
I ran, so in 2018, my marathon debut, I ran 2:16:10 to qualify me for the marathon trials, and that got me my first pro deal.
Wait, what does that mean, your marathon debut? You hadn't run a marathon until 2018 in your life?
No, sir.
That was your first one?
Yeah, that was my first one. So,
holy shit. And what was that time again? One more time?
2:16:10.
2:16:10. What's that average mile pace?
5:12.
Holy,
that's stupid.
What's the world record?
Oh, I mean, 4:30 pace. 2 hours 35 seconds. Calvin Kipton, who broke that this year. So that's the thing too. So hear me out. Like, yeah, that's a good marathon. I qualified from the trials. I did that in 2020. I've also qualified for the trials coming in 2024. That's actually my next race. So going back to your question, like for sure, my biggest accomplishment in my career to this point is the 50-mile world record. 100%, no doubt. Like that's far and away. And like I'm a good marathoner, but I'm not going to make an Olympic team. Like I just won't. I can't compete with. I'm not going to win a global medal in the marathon, but hopefully I can win a gold medal at the ultra distances, in the 50K, in the 50 or in the 100K. Those distances that are, do have a world championship race. So,
but those aren't in the Olympics.
They're not, no, but they do have annual like world championships or biannual. So,
have you met this cat who had the 50-mile world record before you?
Jim? I've actually never met Jim. No, but I mean he's one of the greatest American ultra runners ever. So,
man, you're in such rarefied air. It's kind of mind-boggling. Hey, at some point when I was listening to an interview, you talk about this running this. You said at the 47-mile mark. No, so sorry, at the 42-mile mark, it started getting rough. Yep. And you took some ketone gel that you were waiting to take until the 45-mile. That caught me off guard. Ketone that's just fat, right?
No. So ketone. Okay. So I mean, hopefully, if there's any scientists listening, they can tell me if I F this up. But ketones are, or I guess it comes from the keto diet. So do you guys know what that is?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
here's what I tell you I know. Mitochondria are what animate us, and they burn on two things, either glucose or ketones. But when I
Yep.
think of ultra marathon runners or just any runners, I think of you guys as just sugar junkies. And I'm like, why isn't he taking glucose? Why is he taking ketones?
Yep. So for me, I stack the two. So
Okay.
when you get later in a race or in a marathon or just any sort of long run and you're running low on glycogen stores, your body's going to go into like, oh shit mode and start producing ketones anyways, just for energy and that focus. Because you start when you're low on glycogen, you're going to lose focus and all that. So I'm stacking ketones with my carbs. So one of my sponsors is HVMN, Ketone IQ, and it's the best supplement that I take. It's my favorite
And when
supplement
you
that I
take
take.
it, do you notice right away, Charlie?
Oh yeah, I mean it's like I don't like I love coffee, but I don't drink like when I race. I only like have ketone shots as my energy, and because it helps with one focus, and then two, it's like especially in like the 50 miler, I'm not burning through glycogen as fast. My heart rate isn't nearly as high as in a marathon or a shorter race, so I'm tapping into those fat stores anyways. So that's where this comes in as energy as a fuel source.
And I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Do you know that through experience, or has someone told you that, or both? Like, are you more than just a believer? You're like, hey, dude, I'm not telling you this because I believe it, but like,
Oh yeah, no. So I reached out to them first. This is back in the summer of 22. I reached out to their CEO, Mike Brandt, now a good friend of mine. So I was just, I'm that 1%er guy. I'll do anything if it's, or try anything if there's a possibility of helping you. Like I'm looking at different foam rollers, bands. I mean, I have an altitude tent, like you name it, I try it. So I was curious about the product, and after I started taking, I'm like, oh shit, you feel of anything, you just feel so dialed, because it does cross the blood-brain barrier. So it's just like instant focus. It's a great alternative to caffeine or coffee, even though I do love my coffee. And it's great now, like, and I know how I feel when I'm off it and when I'm not on it. Like I don't run without it now. I don't want to say I'm dependent, but I just know I feel a little better on it. So
for you, for highly tuned machine, at what mile does that happen, do you think? I mean, you're not in ketosis, right? Like in your day-to-day life, like right now, you're not in ketosis, right? Or are you?
no.
No.
I mean, I need carbs, and I eat what I think is an adequate amount of carbs to fuel my training. And so,
So
no.
when does that happen? When do you think that happens for you? Like at what mile? Is there, you're like, okay, mile 32, fuel systems shifting.
Yeah, I mean, in the 50 miler, I think it was probably right around 40, 42, where I was really starting to like my glycogen stores were, I was in the red, or I was at zero pretty much through like the stores that I had in my body. So it's just like, how can I stay on my feet? So it was like, I wanted to save a gel in that ketone shot till 45. Because there really wasn't any station between roughly, 40 to like 47 ish, or 41 to 47. And I was like, I need to burn this now, like, because I am starting to blow up, and I feel it. So I just, I had a gel that I finished too, and then chased it with the ketone. But there too, it's like I'm still trying to get carbs in, even though I'm blowing up, and also the ketones to hopefully, have the ketones there without my body needing to necessarily create them for energy. Obviously, they're creating them, but it also just stacks upon on top of that. Excuse me.
At the 47 mile mark, you mentioned that you debated stopping and stretching, and then you finally did it. You stopped and stretched. And I got a ton of questions. First, is that the first and only time you stopped in the 50 miler?
First and only time. And it was a dumb internal battle for about 5 miles, from about 42 to the time I stopped. Because I'm like, if you stop, there's no way in hell you're gonna be able to start again and pick up at the pace you're doing. Like your body's just gonna shut down, and you're not gonna be able to pick your legs up again. So I'd been thinking about it for really, at that point, probably 25, 30 minutes. And finally got to the point where I was like, I think I need to do something, because I'm really starting to blow up. I knew I had enough time in the bank. I did the math at like 46. I can run pretty much 7 flats and still get it.
Hey, real quick. So is that a way you test your acuity? If you can do you ever like try to do the math and you're like, fuck, I can't do the math, I need ketones? Would that be a sign, or you can always do the math?
I've been around the sport long enough where I can always do the math, fortunately.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was never an issue, but honestly, I've never been that late in a race either, and I didn't have an issue. So maybe the ketones did contribute to that.
Okay.
For sure. But Yeah, it was just like this big internal battle. And finally, I'm like, it's a pretty flat course, but there was a tiny rise that went under a bridge. So you should kind of shoot through this, not really a tunnel, but it's like a massive culvert you run through, and then it's like no more than like 5 feet up over 25 yards. But that just like shot my legs right at 47. I'm like, F, dude, you got to try something. So just quick stop, like, stop, pulled it back, pulled the other one back. And in my head, I'm just like, fucking go, fucking start running again. And I just took off to what I felt was okay. And I was running back under a 6-minute pace. Felt great. Felt like I was probably at mile 25 to 30 again for about half a mile. But then my legs kind of felt the same as they did prior, but still, again, had enough time in the bank and enough to work with. So
what does that mean when you're blowing up? Does it start with like you feel something in your calf, and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, and it's creeping up, and then it's getting worse and worse? What would define blowing up for me?
For me in that race, it was just the quad fatigue, because it was, again, so it's a double out and back course. So it's a roughly 13 miles south, 13 miles back to the finish, or to the start. You go past the finish, then it's a gradual like 10-mile uphill the entire way. So I'm already like, the farthest distance I've done in training in one like session is 28. My largest day was 35 miles. So like I knew I could maintain.
Wait a second. Before that race, you've never run more than 35 miles straight?
No. So the farthest I'd run prior was only like straight was 50K. So 31 miles straight.
In your whole life?
In my whole life, yeah. But
this is your first 50 miler. You broke
this
the
is
record.
this is my first 50 miler.
Oh
yeah.
my God, dude.
Yeah.
Beast.
Okay,
But,
sorry. Back to the legs blowing up. Sorry. Crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm in uncharted territory, right? So I knew I could hold it for at least 35 to 40. Then I'm like, that's the unknown. Like, I don't know beyond that. And the thing too, it's like from like 30 to 40, you're going uphill. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a gradual incline. And I already have 30 miles in my legs. So I'm trying to like keep pace. And then you hit the turnaround and essentially, 8-ish, 9 miles back down. The thing is, you put in so much work for 40 miles, their quads are just shot. So now I'm like essentially loading them. Again, it's like, it's a great, like fully fresh. I could run that 10 miles at under a 5-minute average, because it's about a perfect decline. But like
Crazy.
But at this point, I'm just smashing my quads. Like every step, it just hurts. So like that was me blowing up. Was my quads? I'm just not getting any power from them. Probably after about really 45 to 47, I just feel like I'm just picking up, putting them down. I'm not actually like really putting power into the ground and really moving forward. So,
hey, do you know Hunter McIntyre?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Why does his name sound familiar though?
I think he gave me your name. He's a runner. He's the High Rocks guy. He's just the big. Caleb will show you a picture of him. He's just this big, massive man who shouldn't be running, and he just keeps setting the world record at High Rocks.
Okay,
But he put me in touch with. He comes on the show regularly, and he's like, dude, you've got to get Charlie Lawrence on.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen his page. Hey, dude,
Yeah.
High Rocks people are wild.
This guy's wild as shit. This guy's a human tornado. Yeah, he's so fun. And you know what? He kind of reminds me of you. He's in a good mood too. He's like he's up. He's up. He's up like you. So you, when you cross the finish line, you look like you're in perfect condition to me, and then 2 steps later, you turn into an 85-year-old man. You start shuffling. Well, actually, before I go there, sorry, Caleb. Sorry, good timing, Caleb. Before you go there, how do you know if you really need to stretch, or it's your mind playing tricks on you that it's as an excuse to stop? How do you know it's not just the boogeyman? You know, when you're a little kid and it's like, look under the bed, and you're like, motherfucker, there's no one under the bed, but then you still get out of bed and look under the bed.
Yep.
You're like, I already checked 3 times before I went to bed. How do you know it's not that?
I didn't. So that was
so
the
you don't even know. You can't even tell. You're like, are you the boogeyman, or you really need to stop?
Yeah, that was the one gamble. But truthfully, like, I think I could have kept going. Like I don't question myself 100% confident I could have kept rolling. But it was just like, how can I feel better to really like make sure I put this record away and not have to like see the clock and be like rigging and trying to get there. Like I was pretty like, confident checking my watch like that I had it, so that was like the one gamble that I just didn't want to have any possibility of like seeing the time slip away as I'm running towards it. So yeah, I didn't, truthfully, I didn't know. It was just kind of a guess, you know.
When you talked about your dad, you clearly got your dad is a man of a great self-confidence, swagger, belief, and you said that before you ran the race, even though you'd never run more than 35 miles, that you went out there to set the world record. You're like, not you knew you did it. Like even before the race, you were like, okay, I'm gonna set the world record today.
Damn right. Yeah, no, that would have been a waste of a trip, a waste of a run if I didn't get it, in my opinion. So
Did anyone else know? Did you tell anyone you were going there to break the record?
oh yeah, no, I had, as soon as I signed up for the race and everything, emailed Steve Durbin, the race director, let him know, kind of let my agent know. Like I've been talking about it for 2 years too. So I guess we'll go way back.
I'm coming to your house. I'm taking your girl.
Yeah.
And leave the keys in the car. I'm leaving in your car.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, so 2 years prior, I paced my friend Des. She's 2018 Boston Marathon champion to the 50K world record. That was the first time it was in my head. So I paced her at 5:47 pace for 50K.
What does that mean? She was setting the world record, and you were like one of the people who ran portions with her.
Yep. So I ran the entire time with her, like every second. Just paced her as a long run. So in my head, we got it done. She did it 5:47 pace, and in my head, I'm like, that was pretty damn easy. I think I could do this pace for 19 more miles because that's 1 second faster than the current world record at 5:48 pace. So it was already in my head for a few years. Had verbalized it like kind of late in 21. Then I really wanted to go for it in 2022, but I was injured all of 2022, so I couldn't do it. But like the entire time, like my girlfriend had known, my family had known, lots of close friends had known, like old teammates had known. So yeah, it was no secret that was the mission and goal.
You were injured for a year. Do you bunch of questions around that. How did you get through that? And do you think the goal to set the world record for 50 mile was part of what got you through it? How did someone like you get through a year of injury? That sounds like insanity for you.
100%. I mean, it was miserable. Like so the goal, like going into 2022 was to try to win the 50K championship. So that was slated to be,
50K.
That was slated to be February of 22. Came out with a grade 4 sacral stress fracture that January of 22. And like, I felt it right away, probably as like a stress reaction, but of course I'm a month out from the 50K championships. I keep doing workouts on it. It gradually gets worse and worse. Like it got to the point where I'm popping 4 leaves, rubbing Voltaren on it, wait for that to sink in, and then just going and running like as much as I could. And like the faster I went, the less it hurt. So eventually I cracked it straight through. So for me,
time out. Caleb, what is a sacral stress fracture? Isn't your sacral like where your butthole is?
I mean, it's like the lower back area, but pretty damn close. Yeah.
Is there something there called the coccyx?
That's like underneath it.
I wish you would have stressed your
butthole.
I wish you would have stressed your coccyx. It'd have been funner to say. Sacral sounds like something only girls have.
Yep. So
I got one of those.
So I cracked that straight through.
How the fuck, dude? Is that just not from eating not right? Is that from just being 137 pounds?
I was 100% under fueling and overtraining. Yeah, not intentionally, but it's just like I was on that line for too long, you know, and it just eventually just.
You split it like this, like down the middle?
Yeah, here, since this, let me.
Sometimes I think my penis does that to people. Oh, Stevie. Not cool. That's crazy. Sacral. Oh, sacred. Oh, someone says it's called it's called sacral because it's the sacred hole. Is that true? This guy's name is Standy room only. So I don't know if that's true.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, but that's the crack straight through.
Damn.
That looks like something the Hubble telescope took a photo of.
Yeah, it was I spent way too much time in the MRI machine in 22, so I pretty much funded both their health images that year. So
how did it get? Were they close enough together where you just chill and they come back together?
Yeah. So I mean, it was just I just couldn't run. It was just cross training. So kind of getting back to your question was like for me in the back of my head, it's like I want to win this 50K title. I want to go get this 50-mile world record at some point. But it's like, you know, how do I get there? So it's like I can't run, so I need to cross train. So like a lot of time in the pool, a lot of time with the trainer. When the summer rolled around in 22, I went and spent way too much money on a nice road bike. But it was just enough to keep me interested in cross training. And for me, it was just like, if my minimum every day was 3 hours, let's put it that way. And for me, mentally, I was like, okay, like 3 hours in the pool. if you're going to break the 50-mile world record, that's 4 hours and 50 minutes or 40 hours, 4 hours and 40 minutes of running and change. So a 3-hour bike ride shouldn't bother you, or 3 hours in the pool. That's nothing, because you're going to be running for a lot longer than that. So,
Right.
or like a 6-hour ride shouldn't bother you whatsoever, you know? So yeah, a lot of time in the
biking's for pussies. They're sitting down.
exactly.
Pool carries how much weight is displaced by water? Does it like 80% of your weight? I mean, you don't even weigh shit in a pool, right?
I don't know. Like I was thinking though. So even when I'm aqua jogging, like I had the belt on and stuff.
I do not understand how that thing healed. I don't cracking that thing. Is that common?
It's a sort of common. I mean, it's like I know at least 4 or 5 other runners that have had it. So it's relatively common, I guess. But it's like, you know, you're training really hard and probably under fueling if you F that up, because most things you're gonna have like your metatarsals or, you know, your tibia. Like when it works its way up, especially like in that area, like you fucked it up pretty bad. So and again, I felt it right away, but I just kept training. I did a 25 miler on it, you know, like a 15 by 1K repeats on it, you know, like it just cracked it through. So
is there some supplement or something you're taking? Like, do you eat like 3 great white sharks a year now to make sure, like, is there some, like, you know what I mean, like shark marrow or some magical fruit from the Amazon you're eating to fix that shit?
I mean, for me, the biggest thing was just making sure I'm getting enough calories. And then like, I wasn't on a calcium supplement. I'm now on a calcium supplement. I didn't take calcium before because I was also on an iron supplement, and I don't want the calcium to interfere with my iron absorption. So living at altitude and sleeping in altitude tent at the time, wanted to make sure I was on top of that iron. So to make sure I'm producing enough red blood cells.
Charlie Lawrence, 28 years old, looks 14, but bones of a 60-year-old.
Dude. Yeah, I felt like, I'm not kidding. Like I legit could have used the cane for about 3 weeks when that happened. Like I was walking around my condo, just like I couldn't put weight on it. I couldn't get out of bed. Like I couldn't roll over in bed. Yeah, I was miserable.
Any chance you thought about retiring at that point?
No. I mean, I was like, I'm like, you can come back. Like there was never a doubt in my mind that I could like come back from it, truthfully. There were, I don't say dark days, but it was like, I just broke down. It's like one day at a time. Just go get 3 hours, like in the pool, or 3 hours on the bike. Or if it's that miserable, go do 2 hours and 2 hours. And spend another hour in the gym, you know, lifting. Just get strong, rebuild, just stay aerobically fit enough to like make running easy when you are able to get back to running. So, and then that was another frustrating thing too, because it takes forever to get your legs back underneath you, even though you are running and stuff. So, because bike fitness is so much different, and swim fitness is so much different than run fit. So,
hey, the community we come spends a lot of time on the assault bike, right?
I love the assault bike.
You do like the assault bike?
I mean, I don't do it often, but one of my really good friends, Eric, he's a massive into CrossFit. He goes ape shit on it. Like he's a machine.
Yeah, it's like a staple for us, right? And I can do 30 seconds on it with a 30-second break for 10 minutes, and it can fucking like scar me. Like it can really scar me mentally. Like I did that 2 weeks in a row, and then the rest of the guys I'm hanging out with are still doing it like for 10 weeks, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm not because I get off and I'm in a bad spot. I'm like asking for my wife to undress me in the garage. I'm just straight pussy. How the fuck do you run with that woman who sets the world record for the 35K and then want to do it? Like, are you scarred from that? Are you like, okay, I need like 2 months. I need to forget.
No.
Do you get scarred? Were you scarred by your 50 miler?
No, I was like, as soon as I
I
finished,
don't understand that.
As soon as I finished, I'm like, shit, I got the trials now in like 12 weeks. I got to get ready. So I got to go beat a lot of people. So
man, is there anything that scars you, like physically gasses you or causes you so much discomfort that you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that? Like, you know, there's these big guys also kind of in your genre of fitness, these rowing guys on the rowers. They like set the world record for 2K and they're like, fuck that, I ain't trying that again for 5 years.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just like, I think here's the thing too. Like, I think I can go run 4 hours and 44 minutes, 43 minutes at this distance. So I want to do that. Like I want to put the shit away if I can. So not really. I mean, I'm just at the point where it's like, I think I can give a lot to the sport and like run a lot faster at the 50 mile, still in the marathon too. And like, I want to go get the 100K world record next year at some point. So that just
Which
stuff
is what,
just keeps
that's 66 miles or so. What is 100K?
62 and change.
Oh,
So
you use the word giving. Are you a giving person? Are you selfish? Like, I think of athletes as being, I don't mean selfish in a derogatory sense, but I think of them as being selfish, like needing to focus a lot of energy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm super, super selfish. I mean, my day is structured around my training and recovering as effectively as possible for training. Like, for example, like I'm happy to be on the call. Like I go to bed at 8 p.m. every night and it's 8:05. But
oh shit. So you're stressing already. You're like, what the fuck?
No, we're chill. We're chill. I mean, I just got an easy run tomorrow. We're good. Life's good.
What time will you wake up? What time is, if you go to bed at 8, what time do you wake up?
5:45 at the latest.
And why have you chosen to keep those hours?
I just feel good off of it. Like I know I recover. Like I know I'm gonna fall asleep as soon as I hit the pillow. I still have to do like nighttime mobility and all that shit too after this. But no rush. It only takes 10 minutes. We're good as long as you guys want. But it's just like I'm so routine and so selfish when it comes to this stuff. But it like ultimately, like it's been years of this stuff, and it ultimately, translated to, what was a world record. So it's something that it's boring. Like I do the same shit every single day, but it pays off because I know like how I recover, how I train off of it, how I feel off of it, and ultimately how I can race off of it. So yeah, I'm definitely a selfish person in that regard.
Elon Musk wants to like colonize fucking Mars, and people think he's crazy. And probably people thought Jeff Bezos was crazy. He's like, hey, I'm going to sell so many things in my store that my store is going to be ubiquitous with cash, right? Meaning like if someone gives you Amazon gift card, it's like US currency now, because you can just fucking buy anything there. And there's these just people out there just doing insane things. It really is like what you've done out there. There's been billions of us on the planet, and it would be hard pressed to argue that anyone's ever run 50 miles faster than you. I'd bet 2 inches of my cock on it.
No,
it's
no
crazy.
No one has, dude. Your cock is safe. You're good.
And if so, I think you'll break it tomorrow.
No stress.
Do you have any issues with dreaming big and the pressure of people telling you can't? Do you have any issues, or yourself telling you can't? Do you have any issues with dreaming big?
No, never. I mean, like I like going into this, going and getting the 50 miler, like I had no doubts. I mean, like one of my former sponsors, they're out there filming and stuff. But they're like, we did a kind of a hype video prior, and they're like, what's a percent chance you think you get this? And I'm like, I said 90%, but like I wanted to say 100, but I didn't want to sound like too cocky. But I was pretty damn confident that I was going to go get this, and that's just the body of work that I have behind me and the years of, like I said, running at this high level, doing pacing des, doing several hard long runs at altitude at a faster pace, obviously not as far, but no, I mean, really no hesitation there.
What do you let's rule out that it's cocky and arrogance. What would it be then? Because a lot of people who I watch a lot of fighting, so I hear a lot of fighters say, yeah, I already saw it. Do you think that maybe you already saw it, and so it's not even cocky or arrogance, it's like, hey guys, I saw it?
Oh yeah, no, and that was the thing. I had broken that. I'd done this or some sort of celebration a million times in my head before I crossed that line.
No,
like
shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was, like I said, it would have been a waste of a run, if I didn't get this, but I was pretty confident I was going to leave with that record. So
when are you visualizing this? Like through your mobility all day? Like,
yeah, like hours in the pool, like on the treadmill, training runs, you name it.
Is it daydreaming? Is daydreaming and visualizing the same thing?
No, I mean, I think daydreaming is just kind of in your thoughts. Visualizing is like you're putting yourself in that moment. Like for me, it was like attacking the third portion, like running uphill towards the tunnel, what's called Tunnel Hill. Just staying committed, coming back down that point. Just like really trying to put myself in that in that space and be like, here's how I'm going to feel. Here's how you're going to break it down. Here's what you're going to be like. Here's where you're going to hopefully be at pacing wise, and all that. So
how did you know to do all that? How do you know about visualizing?
oh man, I mean, honestly, probably comes from my dad, like from earliest, even like middle school, like I even like remember like before my first race, like it was a junior high race. I'm in 7th grade. Obviously, like I'm nervous, I'm excited. But he's like, dude, you've been watching this race since you've been, 2, or 3. We brought you to this race, like, this course, like, so visualize yourself like now actually out on this course and winning. And like that's like kind of what my dad told me of like my first ever race. Went out and executed and got the win, like, so just from a very almost middle school, for sure.
Do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy that part of it?
Love it. Yeah.
The
No,
visualizing part, you do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause usually it's me and like, I'm pretty ambitious. So I put myself, in world record position. So that was where I had myself at every aspect of this race when I was like planning and prepping for it. Obviously like coming up with my next race with the trials, like the goal is top 20. Top 10 would be like the greatest run ever, truthfully, for me. But it's like I'm already working on like, here's where I want to be at this point of the course. Like, here's hopefully the splits I'm running. It's gonna be hot and humid, so you're gonna be really hurting here, but here's where you need to commit around this section. People are gonna start fading here. Here's where you roll them up. So no, like I enjoy it. It's like it's how you put yourself in race mode, and like that's like what kind of pushes me on a day-to-day basis for sure.
Do you know what drives you, like from a young age, like death in the family, someone told you you're stupid, do you know what drives you? Is there like a little piece of sand that's like irritating you down there that you're managing?
No, I mean, I truthfully, I don't know. Like, I just love, and this is probably just from a very young age, right? In the small town that I grew up in, like I was just always one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete. Like I just always tried to be that dude, and it's fun being that dude. So, it's just going and showing out and putting like being the best you can at whatever you're doing. So like even prior to my pro contract, I work in ticket sales for the Minnesota Gophers, actually in college athletics. And like, it was like, I'm going to outsell every person in this fucking ticket office. Like I'm going to make more calls than them. I'm going to be in earlier, stay in later, which is hard to train while you're doing that. But it's like, you're on the phones longer, you're making more money, you're cashing more checks. So,
and just schmoozing the people. Hello,
yeah.
Miss Christensen. You want to come to the game? Oh, I can't this week. Well, how about buying it for your kids? They'd love to come.
Yeah,
It's important to support the school. Can you give me like what you sound like if someone says no?
Oh,
I'll even play the other end if you want. If you want to call me.
Ringing.
Hello, this is Sevan Podcast, the Sevan Podcast. What the fuck do you want?
Sevan, Charlie Lawrence, go for ticket offs. How are you, sir?
Awesome, Charlie. How are you, buddy?
Doing well. Say, hey, I see you bought a single game Gopher basketball ticket. Well, I got a deal for you. You on for it?
I think so, but I fell down the stairs a couple weeks ago, and I'm in a wheelchair now, so getting around's kind of hard for me.
That's right. We have ramps and we have handicap seating. So I got a deal for you. Here's what I can do.
Okay.
We've got. So you bought the Michigan State game. That's great. But here's what I'm gonna do for you. You overpaid. So I can get you a handicap seat plus 2 other games.
Can you call me handy capable?
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Handy capable. So I got you handy capable seats. It'll save you $25 off your current game. Plus, you get the next 2 at a much cheaper rate. So I'll get you a little mini plan. Come to 2 more games. I'll wheel you around myself. I'll bring you a tunnel pass. It'll be great.
Charlie, I'm in. Sign me up. Thank you, buddy. I can't believe it. And you know what I'm going to do with that extra $25? I'm going to buy us a couple beers, buddy.
Perfect. Yeah. What kind of car do you want to put this on?
Follow through to the end.
Break out your wallet, old man.
Damn
right.
That's awesome.
Shit.
Life on the job. I mean, it was fun. And honestly too, like there was some of the most fun calls where like, I want to say like, if you hung up and I didn't say anything, I'd be pissed. There's some people that are just diehard sports fans and I love them. They talk to you for like an hour just about the good old days and like this. And you're just like, yeah.
Like, give me that credit card number, bro.
But it was great. I mean, for me, like, I grew up in Minnesota, ran for the Gophers, and then I'm selling tickets for my favorite team. Like, I mean, I have the M tatted on my leg. Like, I got the state of Minnesota tattooed right here.
Wow.
So it was, I mean, it was a fun job for sure. And like, still like my boss, at that job is still like a very close friend of mine. So, it was fun, but going back, it was just like, I always just wanted to like, again, I wanted to be like the highest revenue generating ticket salesman. Like I want to be the fastest runner possible. At whatever career I'm in. So
you like the for lack of a better word, I don't mean this in a derogatory way. You like the attention of being the best guy. Like, hey, I'm
yeah.
going to be the best. I enjoy the accolades and what that with the prestige and the fun and the attention that comes with that and the girls.
Oh, the girls, that's a massive plus. So, and also I'll go back to my dad as well. Like
I was more of a bottom feeder, 3 a.m. looking around the bar.
What's left?
I'm gone, racked out. So
yep.
And she's gone too. So
damn. Oh, were you gonna say something?
Thank God my girlfriend isn't here right now.
Is she? You had a good girlfriend?
She's the best. She's the best person I know. So
that's awesome. Accepting, she got to accept you. You're intense. You're a fucking intense human. She's got to accept you.
Yeah, and she puts up with my shit. So it wasn't okay. So also, this is a credit to my dad as well, because I remember he like just a hell of an athlete. Like I said, he had all these like, think of like a man cave. Like you go down in your basement, like he has a bar and everything, and then he has like behind the bar is like a massive like shelf, and it's not like a like shelf on the wall. It's like I don't know. It's just a massive bar with a shelf, and instead of trophies or instead of bottles, it's all trophies, just stacked on like all American, like most valuable athlete, like interceptions leader, like this, all this. And I remember like being like so little and seeing those and being like, I remember telling him, I'm like, I'm gonna have more than you.
Oh, you said that to him?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I wonder what my kid thinks. I have a chocolate dick back here.
How's it taste?
Everyone wants me to put that shit in their mouth, the big black cock. I got a Tupac. Fuck, I got some crayons that have like offensive racial slurs on them. I ain't got shit. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
My fucking body of work sucks.
Hey, he and his dad remind me of the Bajents.
Oh yeah. I bet.
Mm-hmm.
We have a frequent guest on the show. I'm extremely proud of Tyson Bagent. He's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears, and he came up through Division II. And yeah. And his dad, and I was actually I'm very good friends with his dad, and because of that, I got the opportunity to be friends with his son. And so Tyson comes on here on the show, and it's been a huge boon for the show. It's so great for the credibility of the show. But hearing you talk about your dad is similar to hearing Tyson talk about his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
or more like his dad, more like talk shit to his. Did your dad talk a lot of shit to you? Because his dad talks a lot of shit.
He would put me in my place. Like I remember one time, like this is like, don't quote me on my age. I think it was probably like second or third grade. But I'd pull the like basketball hoop into the middle of a driveway to shoot hoops and stuff. And I remember one time he was just like, it's like a hot summer day. He was it was like out mowing the lawn all morning. And I'm just like getting reps and shooting. And I go inside, I'm like, Dad, come play me one-on-one. And he's like, Charlie, like, just get it. Like, nah, I'm good. Like I was out. I'm like, come on. I'm like, you're just going to lose to me. Like, I didn't like call him a pussy. I'm like, yeah, you can't take the smoke. Like I'm talking shit to him. And he's like, whatever. So like we played a game to 5 or whatever. And he was up, like he put me in the dirt. And the last thing he did was he crossed me over so bad. And it was only an 8-foot hoop, just like LeBron tomahawk dunk. And he just goes, done wasting. Like, I'm done wasting my time. Like, keep practicing.
He should have broke your hoop.
Yeah. I mean, he put me in my place. He's like, that was the biggest waste of my time. Like, I'm going back inside.
Do you think someone could train to do what you do? Like your story's so natural, right? It's so, you just were brought right in through the mom who was the track coach, and you just stayed with it. And obviously there's discipline and structure and purpose and all that. But do you think someone like at 17 could be like, I don't know, just be like, hey, I want to be have the fastest 50-mile time in the world, and you're like, nah, dude, too late.
I think people like you had like everyone has a shot at it, right? I mean, but you have to have like I'm pretty fortunate again. Like come from a pretty athletic like family. Mom's a good athlete, dad's a good athlete, and I was just like I don't say nurtured. I don't know if that's the right word, but I was pretty much groomed to be a very good athlete at honestly whatever sport I chose.
Really? What else do you think you could have been really good at? What do you think
That
you could have played D1 at something else?
no, I mean I think I could have played Division III basketball, which I love basketball. And again, that's not because I'm hyper competitive. I knew I was going to had the best shot of like going D1 and being very competitive at running. So that's why I chose running. So I'm just competitive and want to win at shit.
So in high school, what did you play? What sports did you do?
I did cross country, track, and then basketball in the winter. So,
Okay,
but
all right.
I stopped basketball after 10th grade, just because I knew I wanted to like try to win a state title and all that stuff, and really go get a scholarship and in track and in cross country. So, but again, it was like being from a small town where I grew up is like even if you go D3, like you're still a pretty good athlete. And I was good. Like I was started and stuff like point guard, like could shoot 90% from the free throw line, like could
Did you play
outrun
varsity
everyone.
your sophomore year?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So, which is, again, it's a small town, 2,500 people. So it's not like I'm not Steph Curry out here, but I could take most people to school on the court. So, which is fun.
Whatever you were doing with your friends, you were the best. Skipping rocks, playing flag football, like you were everyone. You got picked first.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey, your sport has a lot of. Bear with me. I'm going to be really massive, sweeping generalization. Has a lot of mental illness in it. It's people with tattoos and piercings who are former meth heads who have now are trying to run away their addiction, right? Like when I see someone, why do you think that sport? And do you think I'm characterizing that right? Obviously, not the guys at your level, or maybe even some at your level, but all the people that I'm affiliated with who do long distance running have some sort of fucking drug demon.
For sure. I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, I mean, one of my good friends, Mitch Ammons, he's a former heroin addict. He's a 216 marathoner. And I think, Mitch could obviously talk a lot better on it than I could, but I think a lot of it does come from that trauma from it and just not necessarily running away from it. But again, like I'm not I've never been in that scenario, but like, it's just a different form of like I would say a crux, if that's the right word, but it's just a different
coping
way
mechanism. But
sure.
what a tough coping mechanism. I'm going to run 10 miles.
Yeah.
Heroin's harder though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Mitch
covered in tats too, right? A lot of runners are just covered in tats. Some just in former drug addicts, and now all of a sudden they're middle of the road good ultra marathoners.
Yeah, no, it's a place of like I don't say there's a lot of like self-hatred out there, but there's times where you're just like, holy shit, we're going through it right now. So,
are you a religious guy?
I'm not. No.
Did your parents ever take you to church on Sundays or any of that?
My mom did, and then it was kind of funny when they got divorced, right? So we had like religion Wednesday nights where you like go to church and and read the Bible and all that fun stuff. It was so like we'd rotate households. It'd be like Monday, Tuesday with my dad, Wednesday, Thursday, mom, weekend with dad, and then it rotates. Mom Monday, Tuesday, dad Wednesday, Thursday, weekend with my mom. Well, when the nights we were with my mom, like the Wednesdays, she'd always make us go to religion, and then like that following weekend, if we're with
what
her,
does that mean? Religion, is that what Jehovah's Witnesses do, or what was she?
She was. Well, I was raised Catholic.
Okay, well they have church on Wednesday. That's hardcore. Okay, I thought it was only like the weird ones like Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses that did Wednesdays.
No, it was like as you're being brought up through the church. Like it was like you just go. It's almost like a Bible study for like for middle school.
Oh, is that what catechism is? I hear I had friends do catechism.
I wish I knew.
Yes.
Like I'm so far removed, which is if you're religious, that's fine. Go do your thing, but I'm just not.
Yeah, no, fair enough. You need to be in a car accident or something.
Yeah. But so like Sunday, my mom would make us go to church. Then the weekends I'm with my dad, he'd be like, "F no, like go do your run. Like we're not going." Or if we had religion and we're at my dad's, he'd be like, "No, you don't need to go. You can skip." So it was kind of funny. So we always hoped we'd we knew the schedule, but whenever with our dad, we knew we could usually get out of it, which was fantastic.
What do you think happens when you die? You ever think about that when you're running?
No.
You're not like,
No, I mean, there's times where I'm like, well, you're talking fighting, like Adesanya, where he's like, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to die. Like
Yeah.
that's the mentality that I do have when I go race though. It's like I'm gonna go get every ounce of like out of myself as I can and have kind of that fighter's mentality. Like I'd rather go like I'd rather be the one like throwing haymakers on another dude in running terms. That's like throwing in surges, like ratcheting up the pace a little bit, throwing those little punches, that wear on you and tear you down. So like I do kind of love that mentality. Like this is so savage. Like
Oh, is he chanting that to himself?
Yeah.
yeah,
All beat up.
What fight was that? Was that against Gastelum?
yeah, I think so.
Yep, Kelvin Gastelum.
God,
Last round.
that was his first really gnarly fight. That was crazy. You're a fight fan too, Charlie?
Yes and no. I really like boxing more so, but like especially like that, just that mentality, the fighter mentality. Like how many punches can you take, and like how many can you keep giving back, and like even just a little jabs, like get him at the ribs, whether it's a little hill on the course, throw a little surge, like small little jab. Like can they take it, or are they going to respond? Like, that's just a racist mentality, and it's just like even when it comes to the fifth round, it's like how long can you keep pounding your legs and stay at this pace and stay committed to whether it's keeping a guy on the ropes or, like make sure you're not on the ropes, because when you're on the ropes in a race, it's not fun. It's miserable. So
were there any other world-class runners in the 2023 tunnel run where he set the 50-mile world record?
Raj Paul Panu, he ran 5 hours and like 2 minutes, which is like, he also was under the course record. Raj is he's a top 5 ultra runner, like in the US for sure. Hopefully that's not a slight to him. He's a really good dude. But he's very, very, very solid. But again, I beat him by 2 miles. So
did he know that you were coming there to set the world record?
Yeah.
And so do you think that he thinks in his head he's going to stay with you?
He wasn't with me for a second of the race.
Do you wish he would have been? Do you wish he would have been?
Yes and no. Like when I say like I think I can go faster, I think because I was out really hot. I was on like 441, 442 pace through the first 20 miles.
441, 442 a mile for the first how many miles? 2 miles?
No. Like if I was gonna finish, I was on 4 hours 40-minute pace. Like 40.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I had to average, 548, and I was running at one point. I was running a couple like low 530s. I had a couple high 520s in there. Like I was just putting it away early, and that was kind of the plan. I was out a little more aggressive than I wanted to be. But yeah, no, right away I'm like, no one has a shot to stick with me, so you're just gonna go do it solo. But I wish someone was like, or for maybe even like my next one, I'd love to have a pacer just to keep me right on pace for as long as they can. Because then maybe I won't lose as much time on the back end as I did. But again, I had enough time in the bank. So
would it have to be a runner? Like, do you ever use anything else as pacing, bikes or
me on an electric scooter?
Yeah.
So
yeah, 13-year-old on a scooter.
A little flag behind me.
So it would have to be a runner in this scenario. Yeah, it couldn't be even two. So one of my old sponsors, like they sent one of the videographers out there, a great dude. We were wondering if Trevor could maybe like bike alongside of me, but that could just possibly be considered like illegal pacing. So therefore we couldn't do it.
They can't do it because of because of the sport, not because it's not feasible.
Yeah. So like, but if there's another runner in the race registered and they were with me, that's completely legal, and they could technically be a pacer, but they'd have to be a participant and they'd have to finish the race. So it's like, cool, you can pace me for 20 miles, but yeah, now you have 30 miles alone to go do.
Dude,
so,
if I wasn't racing you, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near you. What if I fucked you up somehow? Like, what if I was just some dude on a bike trying to film you and I fucked you up? Like, pressure.
Well, here's the thing too. So this course is like, it's a double out and back, right? So it's like, and it's a trail. Like what you saw in that video, like that's how wide it is, like the entire time. So like I'm going south and then I turn around, then I'm running against the traffic. And there's some people that like aren't fucking paying attention. And I'm just like, eyes up. And like, cause they're running 3-4 wide. And I'm like, so also that's that black hat, tan. That's baby girl. That's my girlfriend.
Yeah. She they had to ask her to move. She was blocking the clock.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah. What the hell, girl? What are you? Look at her.
Oh, she's so.
Hey, does she run?
She does. Yeah.
You concerned she's going to run her butt off? Girls got to squat below parallel. They got to keep their butts.
No, so she's a middle distance girl. So she
Okay.
keeps that butt. So
All right. Okay, so what's going on there is you cross and your legs just turn off. What is that? That's legit.
yeah. So I was trying to like right there. I was trying to stop and like put my hands on my knees, but my legs just kept moving, and I felt if I was gonna put my hands on my knees, I was gonna fall and eat shit. So I just like kind of just kept shuffling because like I was pretty fatigued.
And what do you think you weigh right there?
With all the liquid in me, I'm probably at that point 140.
So
Like,
you're hydrated when you cross the finish line?
oh yeah, so like I was ripping roughly every 5 miles. I was having a liquid carbs and then a gel and a ketone shot or variations of those.
Do you pee or poop while you're running the 50 miles?
No sir.
It's all just being processed.
Yep.
Great. And then when do you eat? Are you ready to eat a pizza right there?
So here's the thing. So I downed 10 bottles of liquid carbs and gels and like 6 different ketone shots. So my stomach feels fucking disgusting. Like it just feels
you
like,
mean at the end during the race you've done that?
yeah. So here, let me grab a old photo here. Find another one.
10 bottles of carbs. I've never even
Yes,
seen that.
and they're pretty full bottles as well. So
What is a bottle of carbs? That's like what they feed anorexic and shit. That's like that what's that stuff called?
Like the like Ensures or something.
Ensure, yeah. Is it Ensures? Is it stuff like that?
Yeah, this was Allison handing me a bottle, but so there I have a gel tape to it, and then also in the bottle is electrolytes. So I finished that gel, and then I chased it with electrolytes. So roughly every 5 miles, I'm getting in at least 8 ounces of water or liquid carbs. So yeah, so that's what I was using right there. BPN's G1M.
Hey, dude, if someone's handing you that and it dropped, would you stop and pick it up or no? Fuck that.
I would have stopped, yeah.
You would
But
have.
also this, I did have extra gels and the extra ketone shot stashed in my shorts. So in case like if I missed one, I'd be fine to keep going and just like pull out an extra one I stashed. If I missed two, I would have like picked it up. But again, it was super easy. They were just holding it out for me, grab it and go. So
when you say, Charlie, that you turn around, do you run in a circle or do you actually stop and turn around?
if I drop the bottle, you're asking?
No. You said it's 13 miles one way and then you turn around.
Yeah.
Is it a loop or is it actually you cross the line and then you start running the other way?
So you are literally going around a cone. It is gnarly.
Yeah, it might not sound like a big deal to just someone who's completely rested, but I was thinking about that. When you're tired, even that pivot right there takes a little something off, right?
Oh yeah. I don't think I have any photos of me turning around, but yeah, it's literally just like around a cone. It's wild. So
hey, any world class athletes reach out to you after you did this? Like LeBron gave you a call and is like, "Hey, you want to come to a BLM rally or some shit like that?" Or like, "You want to help me sell Sprite?" Or like,
just like not a really. I wish like LeBron.
Travis Kelce wasn't like, "Hey, you want to go out and get shots with me?" Or like nothing.
No, I mean I'm trying to think who.
It really is remarkable. It's really remarkable what you've done. It's like it's unreal, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like my first call was I FaceTimed Dez Linden, who's one of my good friends, Boston Marathon champ. But she's just like a close friend. Like we talk training, we talk everything. So yeah,
dude, I saw her. You know who she looks like at first glance? In some of your pictures, she looks like the Polish fighter, UFC fighter who just got the breast implants. You know what I'm talking about? She was dope. Little girl, 115. What's her name? Crazy hard name to say. She was the champ forever. Then the Asian girl beat her up. Anyway,
I have no clue. But
I saw her in your Instagram. I was like, oh, is that? But it's not her. Okay, so you called Dez.
Yep. So FaceTime Dez. I'm trying to like Nick Bear, founder of BPN, like shouted me out.
Do you know him?
Yes and no. I mean, he's ultimately like he was my boss.
Okay. Why you worked there? You worked there?
No, I mean I ran for BPN. Used to.
Oh, okay.
Right. I guess my contract's up December 31st. I guess so.
3 more days.
Agent?
I got a couple. What was that?
Do you have an agent?
I do.
What's your agent's name? Can you say?
Josh Cox.
Is he a cool dude?
One of the coolest dudes I know. Legit, one of the coolest dudes I know. So he's a former world record holder at 50K. Yeah, dude. I mean, just one hell of a person. Great guy, great agent. So,
how do you make all your money from sponsors, or do you teach seminars, or what I guess revenue streams do you have from running?
Yeah, so I coach on the side as well. So I have 18 athletes that I coach as well.
Holy
So online.
shit, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a fair amount. So, but it's kind of the sweet spot. I don't necessarily want to add more, but I like working with people that I work with, and they get me as a coach and an athlete. And as long as you just don't just listen to what I do, it makes my job really, really, really easy. Or listen to what I write, no fuss. So,
meaning you're programming for them.
Correct. Yeah. So I write their, let's say they have a goal race, I'm writing their training up to it. Usually I'll plan a week in advance, can always backtrack, can always shift. So, even prior to hopping on this call, I was texting one of my athletes who flew into Tampa, said he felt like shit on his 8-mile run because he just had a flight. And I'm like, that makes total sense, dude. Don't worry about it. So it's good. But besides training, midday, I'm writing training plans and talking to athletes. So, but I do that. Then also HVMN, then BPN. So
HVN, that's one of their products.
So HVMN is Ketone IQ. So that's my largest partner. So,
and are you staying with them?
Of course, yeah. Those guys are, they're again, it's the best products I take without a doubt. So, and their CEO Mike's a good friend. Their partnership team is awesome. So,
you wake up in the morning. What's the first thing you eat?
First thing I eat is I mix electrolytes up with beta alanine, stir that up, drink that, and then I start making my pour over coffee. Then I'll have my coffee with bread, nut butter, and creamed honey on top of that. So,
and any specific bread?
Dave's Killer Bread, the green one.
Sponsor.
I'd love it. Yeah.
Can I see that? Can I see that bread, Caleb?
Yeah. Hit up Josh. Let him know.
Dave, what the fuck, Dave? That's really what it's called, Dave's Killer Bread. You guys nodded your head. Do you guys know that? Do you know that bread?
Yeah. That company started in jail, and then that dude ended up blowing it up to like $200 million.
It's great bread.
He was in jail?
Yeah, dude. The story is crazy.
There it is. 21 whole grains right there.
Yeah.
And why do you eat that bread?
Just because I know it sits well. So it's gonna be whole wheat, plenty of grains. 100 calories ish, and it might be like 110. Then I get the almond butter, a little extra fat, tastes good, and then the creamed honey from a local Boulder place. So.
And what almond butter do you use?
I just get the whole. Honestly, I get whatever is there, but Whole Foods. I just have their standard organic.
Will you look at the ingredients? Like if it has palm oil in it, will you eat that shit?
No, so this is just dry roasted almonds.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot the one company. I would buy more of it, but it's Artisana. It's
like $75 for a bottle like this.
Yeah, so that's my favorite. But yeah, it's $20 fucking dollars. No, it's my I can't rationally buy. I will buy it on travel trips because I can write that shit off. When I'm just at home, I won't. I can write off all my groceries when I'm traveling for a race or something. So,
do you have a coffee sponsor?
No, but close thing to it would be Ryan and Dez's coffee. It's called the Linden Times too, so I get free coffee from them.
In the morning, you just run by and they're like, "Hey, Charlie, here's a cup."
I mean so they send me beans, I guess. So I have a. Can I show you here? You're gonna see my kitchen, but yeah, I got the whole pour over setup over there. Got the grinder, got the kettle, got the scale. Got to have it. So,
does your girlfriend live with you?
She does.
And does she have to sleep in a separate bed?
No. So it's actually kind of comical.
Wow.
Well, I used to have my altitude tent used to be a full bed tent over the entire tent, but she hated it. She hates it. So now, if I'm in my altitude tent, I'm not currently. I just have a head tent, so it's just covers me up to here, and then she sleeps outside of it, right next to me.
Have you had?
Of course.
Inside the tent.
Of course.
Wow.
Where you going with that?
Does it change anything? Make you last longer, or make you last shorter, or change the viscosity of the fluids, or is there any
It just gets hot as hell in there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's humid.
Yeah. And you may. I mean, I had it at 11,000 feet, sometimes up to 12,000 feet. So you get out of breath a little easier. But
yeah,
it's
cardio training.
It's free fitness either way. So.
So there's a video where you're running, and it's really cold outside, and you have gloves on, and you're fully kitted out, and then like halfway, and for you it's a short run. You're just on a, it's not even, you're not even out on a run. I mean, to me you're out on a run, but you said you're just looks like you're sprinting to me, but you're talking and you're just saying that this is I forget what you call it, like active recovery or some shit. But you're basically running and you're like, oh, I overdressed. I started freezing. Now I'm fucking hot. But I guess this is just free fitness. Tell me about that. Cause I work out in full, no matter how hot it is outside. I always start with thermals and sweatshirts, and I want to be as hot as I can. Cause somehow I think I'm getting free fitness too, but I just made that shit up in my head. Do you think you actually get a little extra fitness training hot?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, there's heat training is a thing. And actually too, like right now I'm getting ready for the Olympic trials in Orlando, February 3rd. So in my garage next to my treadmill, I have my space heater blowing on me. And then in front of that, I have my humidifier that's blowing humid air at me as well. So like, and I wear long sleeve and a vest. So like for me, it's like you want to try to simulate that heat because you're going to sweat more. Your body's going to produce, you're going to get more blood flow through there. So yeah, like you're stressing your body in a different way versus just like,
What heater do you use? Do you know what brand heater you use?
oh, it's just a cheap Honeywell.
Honeywell
Like
sponsor.
a standalone. Yeah.
Dude, crazy funny commercial there.
Yeah.
Charlie Lawrence doesn't need it, but he uses it. Honeywell. Hey, what kind of treadmill do you use?
I got a Peloton tread.
Is it motorized?
It is. Yeah. I think it has like a 3 horsepower motor, which by the way, this is kind of funny timing. It's a great treadmill. Does everything I needed to. I literally reached out to Woodway today because I want a Woodway.
Yeah. What? You mean the Woodway one that's like that's man powered?
No, I don't want that one. I want also this is when I was so out of shape. So I did just a 3-mile run on the machine's called the lever. So it's a suspension system. So it takes more weight off because I still had my stress fracture a little bit. I was coming back.
Jesus
so
Christ, dude, rest. You were on a special treadmill that takes weight off.
Well, no. So it's something you can put on the treadmill. So not, yeah, that right there. Hell yeah.
That's
on top
crazy, dude.
Jeez.
Yep.
Hey, dude, you're lucky you never got into drugs. You're a hardcore addict. You're like you would smoke out of a can and shit.
Oh, yeah. Like I have such an addictive personality. So so I try to it's already bad when I start when I'm done with racing, I start drinking and shit. So I mean, it's not bad. I just I have too much fun doing it. I'll say that.
You can really focus on things.
100%.
Why don't you use? I have a air runner that's not motorized. I mean, I never run more than a mile on it. But why don't you have one of those ones that all the cool CrossFit people have, where you have to manpower it?
I'm not a cool CrossFit guy.
But aren't those better? Don't we use the best shit? We think we're the best. Why should we be using motorized treadmills?
I think so.
What? No, seriously. Will you pull up? Do you know what I'm talking about? The ones that's kind of got
the curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those I feel like I'm gonna eat shit on that thing. It feels so awkward.
Yeah.
So when you dictate the pace on that. Well, judging it's the treadmill. It's cool. I need to run 5 flat pace. I'm gonna set it to 5 flat. And I'm gonna roll. Yeah.
All right. Rule them out as a sponsor. Okay.
No, but Woodway treadmills. That's who I'm going for. Which it's a $15,000 treadmill. They're fantastic. They're the Rolls Royce of treadmills. I can't justify. I could write it off, but I should spend $15,000 on something else. So
well, that one right there, by the way, that one is man
that bad boy
too.
Yeah, the left, that one on the left right there. Yeah, top left.
Oh yeah, let's see how much that's pre-owned, and
They don't have a price up.
Well, yeah,
that means it's expensive.
Yeah, that's how dumb now. You have to call sales.
Yeah.
But I called. I'm not kidding you. I called the regional Colorado sales director. They left a voice message. So I'm like, hey, Charlie Lawrence, I literally said first thing. I'm like, I just broke the 50-mile world record. Training for the Olympic marathon trials. I'm doing this, but looking for a partnership. I'd love to go for a treadmill world record on it. Obviously, would use it for training. Let me know. Hung up. That was dead ass this afternoon. I don't know, 4 hours ago.
Why isn't Jamie Foxx doing that? Your agent, Jamie Cox.
So Josh.
Josh Cox.
So here's what I love about Josh.
Yeah.
He's like, if you can do the deal yourself, I trust you. Because I've done enough.
Yeah.
So he's like, there's the deals with Woodway and stuff. He's like, I don't, whatever they pay you, I don't need the 15% on that. I'll take the 15% on the Nike check when they cut that, if they cut that, that stuff. So it's what BPNH for him, it's not a massive deal, but when you have enough small ones, it adds up. So
right.
So he is a good dude. And hey, I think that the deals that you get through your personal relationship and your personal touch will be actually the better deals. Like we have sponsorships for this show that are people that I interact with, and then we have ones that I don't interact with. And although they both bring good money, the ones I interact with are way better.
Way more enjoyable. Yeah.
They're way better. I have good like those people down at the bottom, Paper Street Coffee, CA Peptides, and BirthFit. Like they take, like, my relationships with them are fucking amazing. Whereas, like, like DraftKings, like, I don't have a relationship with them, but they pay money. But I don't know.
And like he was talking about, he's like buddies with the CEO of that other company.
Yeah, that's good.
And so that's the relationships that you want to foster that Sevan's talking about. They're like more than just a sponsor. They're like in it with you.
Oh yeah, and Brant's my Mike Brant, CEO of HM. Like, that's my dude. I mean, he's training for a Houston Marathon. Like, even the other night, he sent me like kind of his last couple weeks of training. He's like, "What should I adjust? You think I should adjust this? Like, any other workouts?" And like, dude, of course, like happy to give you suggestions and stuff. So, because I'm keen to learn from him just on him building HVMN in his company, and he's also just keen to learn on like what I've learned in running and stuff. So like we bounce all that off of each other, and business, running, life. It's great. So,
what if you get in a fight with your girlfriend and it's her fault, but you go out on a run? Do you notice that, like, all of a sudden it's like so easy, like, to not care? Like, and what mile does that happen? Like, sometimes, like, it's never my fault, but if I go work out, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just like ready to go in and apologize. Does that happen to you?
It doesn't sound bad. I get more fired up on a run.
Oh, you do? You come back from a 20 miler ready to fight. You're not like, you know what, honey? Like,
no, hell
oh,
no.
shit. Wow. Okay. All right.
He's articulated the argument over 20 miles. Now he's ready to go to war.
Yeah.
Do you have issues with that? Like, my wife knows that, like, I do not want to come in here and start a podcast if we got some sort of beef. So she'll be like, "Hi, have fun." She'll give me a kiss and like slap me on the ass. Like, I can't come in here like knowing that there's like some shit outside that's not clean.
Honestly, no. I go handle business. Like, and that's one thing that I've always been good at. Like, take whatever's going on, like, outside of running, go do your run. Like, maybe it fuels you in a different sort of way, but it's like, no matter what, I'm going to go. It's not going to take away from my run whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty focused, dialed in on the moment and executing whatever it is I'm doing. So
if he dies, he dies.
Yep.
Hey, what shoes do you wear?
Fortunately, I can rotate a lot right now. So like this morning I was wearing some Asics. I raced in Alpha Flies or Vapor Flies. I'll do I'll race the trials in the Alpha Flies unless obviously I sign a contract with a different company. So I rotate a lot. Like, even I got a pair of pair of Asics. Looking at a pair of Under Armours. Got some actually Adidas over there as well. So rotating a lot because I can right now. So
how about those shoes you ran the 50 miles in? Are they broken in, or are they new shoes?
So those are brand new. Didn't put the first time I put them on was when I raced. So that's what I mostly. Wait, there it is, right? Yeah, Alpha Fly. So that's what I wore for the race. And actually,
are you fucking kidding me? Those are real shoes. Those are running shoes.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, version.
Where have I been?
so
that looks like some raver shit. Like, we need to pop some Molly. What the fuck is
Nike
that?
The waffle press. That's.
So those are so the pink ones on the very far right. Those are the ones that I actually wore in the race, and I didn't touch them. First time I put them on my feet was the race, because I want the foam fresh as possible. So,
had you ever used those before?
I'd used the shoes before, yes, but it was a brand new pair of shoes.
And
so.
how do those shoes? How many miles can you run in those for their toast?
I mean, I won't run another mile in the ones I ran the 50 mile in, but you can, like, typically you can race in them, or you can get roughly 150, 200 like good miles out of them before the foam starts wearing down. So
what's the deal with those? Are those cheating?
No. Well, I mean, shit. Like, there's a massive war right now on like what's legal and what's not. And those are like the shoes that are riding the line, where it's like the super stack height, the super foam, the air pods, the zoom pods, with the carbon fiber plate. So it's almost like an arms race right now in running, where it's what brands has the best shoe with the best foam with the best plate that's going to propel you forward. And in my opinion, right now, that's the best shoe, is the Alpha Fly. And the Alpha Fly 3, the third version, drops next week. So I already got a pair lined up for myself. Thank God.
Those ding dongs at Nike haven't reached out to you?
I mean, truthfully, we reached out to them, and they want me running trails, which I'm not super keen on trails yet. So.
Oh, interesting.
I just can't believe it's so cool what you've done. It's such a nice number. I ran 50 miles faster than any other creature.
Yeah.
Not just man, fucking creature. Well, yeah, run. Yeah. I mean, maybe some birds have done it, but they didn't run it. You ran 50 miles faster than any creature that's ever inhabited this earth that some people think God made.
Yep.
Not you, but not me, but some other people.
That's crazy. Hey, do you have media stuff? Like, do you have a guy that comes out there and like would film with you for a little bit outside of the ones with your sponsor? Like maybe just a homie or something that you know that's just into it?
So I had dinner literally tonight. Literally like 30 minutes before this call, I left dinner. Had dinner with my buddy Kenny, who's a videographer. He works full time for Ironman, but lives in Boulder, or lives just outside of Boulder. And then another buddy, Colin Wong. But Kenny Withrow, Colin Wong, those two guys do majority of my media and content, unless it's like Allison filming me on her iPhone when I'm in the garage or something. So.
Right. Hey, next time you have those guys out there, you should do a whole compilation of you putting the shoe on. You should do you like getting warmed up. They should do real tight static shots of the shoe and then make it dynamic, show you across the trail, show you on the street, just like running by it a bunch of times and clip it up for like 30 seconds, drop it in your reel, tag the shit out of them, and then send it back to them too.
You think, Souza, they see that?
Yes. No, especially if he already had a connection and you already had somebody he was talking to. I would freaking load that thing up in a Google Drive and send it to a link and anything you could and just be like, check it out. It's me.
Yeah,
I can do.
We're still like, here's the thing with Josh and I, where it's like, we don't really take no for an answer. We just take it as cool. We'll like come back with a better pitch type thing. You know, it's like, or try again. Like we don't take no. And that's what Josh is, in my opinion, the best in the game. So straight up.
It's kind of crazy too. Also, I always trip when there's people like you, because some young videographer who's like 17 years old who lives with his parents in Boulder should be just riding your jock. Hey, dude, can I make a video with you today? Hey, dude, can I start a YouTube channel for you? Hey, dude, like, I mean, there's
so much there.
Yeah, and they can cut their teeth on your back, and you guys could scratch each other's backs, and it could be like, if I was 17, I'd make 1,000 videos for you for free.
Well, and here's where I kind of lucked out. So my buddy Colin, he's literally 20.
Yeah.
He on a whim just DM'd
20's
us.
great. 20's good. I said 17. 20's even better.
Yeah, so he just DM'd us on a whim. Came out in the summer of 22. Was gonna stay for 3 weeks, and I have an extra room in my condo. I'm like, dude, if you want to stay longer, you can just crash here. Like, no fuss. So yeah, he lived with me for like the entire fall of 22, and about a month into 2023 this year, and then my girlfriend moved. She was in LA, moved here to Boulder. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath condo, so it was a little tight for us and a 20-year-old. But he moved out.
Did you boot him?
I mean, I booted him nicely. I found him another place to live. So, but he's still. I mean, he's truthful. Like he's like a little brother to me now. So, he's actually got back today, but we talked on the phone yesterday for like 20 minutes. So, but yeah, he does. If it's not Kenny, it's Colin. But Colin also now works full time for On Running, and he shoots their team out here. So I don't want to pull him away too much, but regardless, I try to compensate him accordingly. So.
When you're out there running like that 50 miler, are you allowed to have stuff in your ears?
Nope. And the only time I listen to music is if I'm like on my treadmill, and I'll just blast the music in my garage. But other than that, it's just in my thoughts.
And do miles go by where you don't know what, like, oh shit, I just ran from the 22 mile to 27 mile. I don't even really kind of remember that.
No, I knew exactly where I was at like
always.
I don't want to say I'm like constantly checking my watch, but probably every half mile, I'm checking in on like my pace, and like I know what mile I'm at, but I'm like making sure I'm still on that certain pace and that my effort is matching that pace. So
the whole thing is intense. None of it's just like someone like me can't even relate, who's like, hey, I'm just going out for a run. Like the whole thing is, it's like you're flying a ship, and all attention needs to be being paid to the instruments at all times.
Yeah, it was like blinders on, go fucking do this. That's what you're here to do. Nothing else matters. Like, stick to the plan, go get it, get your bottles, break it down mile by mile, stay on pace, commit, just the entire time.
Any mantras like there's no such thing as God, you could be dead tomorrow, push harder, you pussy? Like, do you have any?
My thing is just like, I just like juice myself up by saying like, this is fucking easy, or like easy money, dude. Like, you know,
Just
or
talk
like,
to yourself like a bro.
yeah,
Just like
no,
here at the bar. Hey, you can make this shot into this beer cup. It's the same thing
yeah.
for you.
And for me too, it was just like like I don't want to say it got hard, but it got really hard at like 34. But even like coming through at like mile 26, I was way ahead of schedule. I had a lot of time in the bank, and that was truthfully the plan. Have some time in the bank. But it's like in my head, I got through 26 miles. When I have 24 miles to go, it's like, cool, dude, you've run 24 milers in Boulder at 5:30 pace. Like that's way faster than you need to run, and you're at sea level. So this is gonna be fucking easy, dude. Like easy money. Just stay on it, you know.
But
Just
you
break it
can
down
say
like
that
that.
at 26 miles, but in your sport, the mental landscape is changing from second to second, right? I mean, you could be on top of the world and then some dark shit happened to you, right? Like be like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, but then too, it just came to mind games. Like it got hard at like I said 34. But at that point, I'm like, dude, you only have 60 miles to go. Like 60 miles is like that's an easy run some days, you know, like that. Like and you've run 60 miles at 5:20 pace in Boulder, like easy, dude. And then even too when it started getting hard, it's like cool. Like my next bottle is in 3 miles. Like you can hold this pace 5:45, 5:50, whatever you're running. You can hold that for only 3 miles. That's all it is. Then you get your bottle, you're gonna feel so much better. And like I'd get my bottle, you know, be like, and I tell myself, finish your bottle, get all the calories, get the gel in, you'll feel better. And I just bought myself another 5 minutes. It's like, oh, I'll feel better in 5 minutes. Well, Loki, I don't really feel any better in the latter half. It's like, okay, well, I only have another few miles to my next bottle. I'll definitely feel better then because I have ketone in that bottle, you know, or just like, it's just these mind games on repeat. So,
How's
Wow.
that affect your
Small little
breathing?
goals.
How's that affect your breathing when you're sorry, Susan, when you're having to drink and eat while you're running?
It was mostly like how I do it is I'll just like as soon as I get the bottle, grab it and like take as big as a pull as I can, like just get
Uh-huh.
it as much down, and then close it real quick. Keep jogging, make sure I catch my breath again, then do another pull, catch my breath, do another pull, and like until it's finished. And like there are sometimes where it's like I take a rip and I wouldn't grab it again for probably another minute just to make sure like my breathing's under control. Then take another um, down it again. So
10 of
yeah,
those.
this
You did 10 of those?
10. Yeah. So in total is roughly I guess it would be roughly 80 ounces plus some more.
Rambler, what's your VO2 max score and your morning resting heart rate? You should have given
I
$5 for that, dude. That's 2 questions.
yeah.
Go
I'm not answering unless it's $5.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good guy. This is
Good
a good guy.
dude. Good dude.
All right. I'll answer. Well, so the thing. All right, I can answer one of it. Can I answer, or do you guys
Please,
want
yeah, you can
$5?
answer both. I'm just joking. I'm just busting his balls.
All right.
He's
Do
a
you want
good dude.
$10? No. All right. So VO2 max. I don't know. That's like, and this is like not shooting down the question, but that's a dumb metric. Like in several extents. But
Yeah,
my resting.
go. Yeah. A lot of people in the CrossFit community think it's dumb as shit too.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's relevant. It's how much like what volume boxing can you essentially shuttle through to move faster? So like I do a lot of like VO2 max sessions to improve it. Also just neuromuscular efficiency, make marathon pace feel easier. However, I don't know my score because it's not extremely relevant to what I do. However, my resting heart rate at altitude, so take this with an asterisk, is 34, 35 beats. So
Holy shit.
so at sea level, it's probably
You're an emergency room nightmare. They freak out.
oh yeah, I mean it's like when I'm sleeping, it's doom. Yeah, and I know that because I used to wear Whoop. I don't anymore, but that's what it was. And even to like, even when I'm sleeping at like 12,000 feet in altitude, it was still always under 40 beats per minute. So, but now at 5,000 feet altitude, 34, 35, 36.
I'm confused. You're saying VO2 max isn't relevant, and yet you work to improve it.
Yeah, so like I'll do VO2 max sessions. So sessions that are tailored to like essentially force me to go lactic. If that makes sense. So very, very, very intense workouts, which is you're crossing over your VO2 max when you go lactic because you're like you can't flush out the lactic acid with the oxygen that you're putting in. Because that's just for like neuromuscular efficiency, speed, power, and then ultimately helps like marathon pace, 50-mile pace feel easier. So
Renee K, while I was marathon training, I got my resting heart rate to 39. Liar.
She's fit. Let's go.
Hey, you are now 1 hour past your bedtime. Hey,
we're still awake though. Boys, we're rolling.
We're rolling. Tell me. So your next race is February 2nd.
February 3rd. Yep. Olympic trials.
February 3rd. And where is that at?
Orlando, Florida. Well, actually, no, guys, that's a lie. My next race is the Naples Half Marathon on January 14th, but it's not. It's like a tune-up race. So, sorry,
God,
total.
So you travel a lot too.
Yes, but I'll say this: the only time I really do travel is for races. So for work, I'll be honest, and like I love my girlfriend dearly. I love her family, but I was in Boston this last weekend. I flew in Thursday. I left Christmas morning because I don't want to miss altitude that long. But like I hate traveling for something if it's not work or racing. So like I was still training when I was there, but I like the benefits of altitude. That's why I live and train in Boulder. So
you want to get home because at altitude, your red blood cells carry more oxygen.
100%. Yeah. And it's like, obviously like when I was at Silva, I ripped a faster session than I could probably do I ran a session there that I couldn't do here because it was just, there's more oxygen down there, which is nice just to get the legs moving a little quicker. But like there's a trade-off there. And for me, at least at the marathon, it's like, you don't have to run all that fast, like for the marathon, like obviously 5-minute paces, it's quick, but it's like, you can run that pretty easily up here. Whereas like 420, 430 pace is a lot harder to run at altitude. So you might as well go, if you can, go run at sea level. So did a session like that and got back to it. So
what is your fastest mile?
4:11. which
how? And that was in the 7th grade.
No, so that was this summer, ironically.
Oh shit, dude!
I'm tripping on you, Charlie.
Hey, do you use a heart rate monitor in your training?
Dude.
I don't know. I mean, like if I do, like I'll check my heart, like, and it's wrist based, so you take that with a grain of salt. But like typically on easy runs, like this morning, so it was 131, running easy. My shakeout was like 122 this afternoon. So like yesterday's workout I did said my peaked out at like 184 or something. Average heart rate was like 158 or something like that. So but again, that's wrist based, so I take that with a grain of salt.
Right. Yeah.
So
Percentage of accuracy gets down. You David Goggins fan?
I like David Goggins. I've read his book. Yeah. Can't hurt me.
Yeah. Okay. Wondering
who's going to carry the boats.
So exactly. So I like his approach. I think some of it is embellished, but by all means, dude, like whatever gets you fucking amped, like go do it, So yeah, I respect that.
So Dez called you. LeBron did not call you. The juiced up runner dude that you work for called you. Well, he didn't even call you. He just did a shout out to you.
He did an IG shout out.
No, God, I'm just tripping.
I mean,
like guy from Kenya, some guy who had the Usain Bolt. He didn't reach out to you.
Nah, that'd have been sick. Bolt.
What is wrong with you, Bolt? I mean, that's what you've done. You've done something like. It's so crazy what you've done. I can't even. Look at Will Brandstetter, attaboy, Caleb. Look at that. Look at you got an attaboy. Where? Look at Will Brandstetter gives you an attaboy. At the 1 hour and 31 minute mark, Caleb speaks.
But anyways, yeah, no. Look, LeBron would be fucking sick. I mean, LeBron is. I don't know if we want to get into the GOAT debate, but I hate the term GOAT. However, LeBron is my GOAT. So
you don't want to get me started on him. I think he's just a.
Sevan's going to take it somewhere else other than sports.
Yeah. I think he's negligent as an adult male. The example that he sets for society, I think, is poor.
What race are you?
Let's not talk about race, please. Trials? This is about running.
What race are you competing in Olympic trials?
Marathon.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's 26.2 miles.
Yes, sir. So and it is strictly just the marathon trials on February 3rd. So like the track trials will be later this summer.
You don't want to race in the mountain ultra trial?
No, I'm not I'm a road guy. So I said this on a different call and they looked at me weird, but it's like, I just broke a world record technically on the roads. Like judging it was a trail, but it's an all surface world record. Like on technically the roads, like, why would you put me on a trail now? Like after just breaking a road world record, like, like I drive a Mustang. Like I'm not taking that fucking thing off roading. No way. Right, that's way too smooth on the road, Yeah. So.
Hey, why are you doing that, knowing that you won't qualify? Why do it?
Because so here's the corny thing. It's just like it's a dumb status thing, and I hate saying this. Where
no, it's fine. Yeah.
Where several, like, it's just it's an
Armani
elitist.
glasses for my rich guests.
Let's go. Let's go.
Status thing.
It's a dumb, just elitist marathon in the United States thing. It's like, oh, have you qualified for the trials? Have you gotten your OTQ, Olympic Trials qualifier? And it's just a dumbass status thing that matters in US marathoning. So it's like, if I consider myself a good marathoner, I better have my OTQ. But it worked out well because I got my OTQ in this October at a race that I used as a workout for the 50 miler. So I, check 2 boxes. I'm OTQ and got a really great workout in, kind of as a springboard, as a big workout for the 50 miler. So
and you get to run with other really fast guys, which is probably cool, right?
exactly. Yeah. So, and it's just like, it'll be like how you stack up. And there's so many people, and this isn't like, I'm not for them. There's so many people that have like missed the time by like several seconds or by a minute. I've gotten close to it. They're just in tears, or guys that have qualified for it, and they're just bawling their fucking eyes out that they got their qualifier. So it does mean a lot. And judges, like, I've already done it. This is my second time. It's cool. It's a great experience. But it's like,
what about networking? What about networking?
Well, exactly. Too.
Like the Nike guys will be there with their whatever their fucking guy is that no one gives two shits about.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. It's like you get to see from people. It's like the largest celebration of like marathoning in the United States for sure, because it's the best of the best in the United States. So
I wonder if it's going to be different for you this year. I think it is.
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, like, I'll argue that I'll say I'm probably the strongest in the field, like just aerobically, just because of what I'm coming off of. But so it's just, how do I stack up? And
I'm guessing people are going to want to meet you now, like before. You're not just some another dude.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun. You have certain, like, I love this stuff. Like, I love doing podcasts, love chatting, love interviews. Yeah, it's just people always want to ask how you did it. How's training been? Just talk shop. So definitely a lot of interest, which is fun.
You think you got any positive adaptation from the 50 miler from pushing that hard? Like, it made you better, or does it just take, or is it the opposite? What happens to Charlie Lawrence's body, the machine, from that?
So here's where I'm at right now, where I'm trying to go from a 50 mile. So I went from a marathon being kind of sharp for a 50 miler to a marathon. So being able to run, I ran 2:16:10 again in my marathon this fall, tied my period to the exact second. So that's good speed for the 50 miler. So I knew I was like kind of had the speed going in. However, now I ran 50 miles at a slower pace for a long, long time. My legs don't feel as poppy as they did. So as I'm starting the segment back up, I'm not good at taking breaks. I took one day off. I ran the day after the race, just shook out, took the following Monday off, and then started training again.
What does that mean? You took the day off. What does that mean?
I didn't run. So
you seriously did not run?
My girlfriend. Well, I was a little hungover.
What did you do? You just hang out at the house, walk to the coffee shop, like lay around in the tent, shit like that?
Watch TV? It was. I didn't I slept into 7. I was pretty bored, truthfully. Yeah, I had no idea what to do.
Okay, but professional athletes, I never believe it when they say they did nothing. Like, if you ask a CrossFitter, did you do something? They're like, nah, I just ran a 5K. I did nothing. I'm like,
no, yeah, I legit did nothing. I think I made my coffee, laid around, probably bitched to my girlfriend that I felt lazy. But here's the thing, I ran the day before, the day after the race, I still ran a few miles, just kind of flushed the shit out of my legs. But anyways, building back up. And my segment so far, I've just felt really sluggish and slow. So I've been doing a lot of those VO2 max track workouts to try to get that pop back in my legs. Because I know the engine's there aerobically, the base is there. Just now how fast can I make my legs turn? So, and that's why I'm doing the Naples half marathon in a few weeks too, just to get a hard effort, run fast at marathon pace for obviously a shorter amount of time. So
I think I saw you. There's a picture of you on a track, and you said I did my favorite workout 14,400s or something. I was kind of surprised to hear you say that. Let me see. 2,400s. So is that, it says one, if not my favorite track session this morning is 20 by 400s. Oh, that's all going back all the way to August 4th.
Well, so this one that I was seeing was a couple weeks ago. And yeah, so I did few 800s, 6 of them, and then 16 by 4. But my favorite track road is just 400 meters at 5K pace. With 200-meter jog recovery. So, and this is my homie Colin shot this. So the 20-year-old.
Man, So when you how often would you run a 800 as fast as you can? Is that something you do?
I mean, so these were all pretty, like, I kind of started at like what would be almost 10K pace and then worked down to like I closed in 210 for like, which is not all up by any means. But it was just a hard effort.
And those don't scar you? Those don't make it like no.
I just kind of another day.
Do you ever get metabolically fatigued, or is it always muscular? Do you ever run out of air?
Yes, like during those workouts, there's times where like you're just getting towards the end of like a rep and you're just like, you're definitely not pulling enough oxygen as you need. So you start going lactic a little bit, but mostly gonna be muscular fatigue. Like, especially in a marathon, it's like the legs start really kind of sticking after 21, 22, 23 miles. So it's just at that point, it's like, you're not fatigued. Like that's, aerobically 5-minute pace isn't that hard. It's just like your legs have been going at that pace for now 2 hours and change. So it's like that wears on you muscularly.
Do you ever do any squatting?
I do. So I do like at least twice a week, I'm doing some sort of either deadlifts, single leg squats, lunges, you name it.
Do you squat below parallel?
No.
Is there a reason for that?
No.
There many years ago, I read that book by Dean Karnassus, the first one he wrote.
Born to Run?
No, I don't think he wrote that one. He wrote It's like called Marathon Man or something. Do you know that book, Charlie? I
do, but I haven't read it.
Okay. So. Anyway, and then I heard he went into a CrossFit gym and he couldn't squat below parallel. And like, and actually it was going to be bad for him if he did. And that was kind of like mind boggling to me that he had lost that range of motion. And I was just wondering if there's a reason you guys don't squat below. Oh, maybe Caleb was going to show us some. Oh yeah. Maybe it was that Ultra Marathon Man. Yeah. I loved the book. Is there, who do you train? Do you have a trainer?
So I honestly just take everything that I learned, like either in college from my strength coach or from my former teammate, Dathan Ritzenheim, who is now a professional coach for the On Athletic Club. So I just pulled that from those guys and kind of what I know works and what I need. So, I mean, I'm on the deadlift trap bar. Like I have I've put a lot of money into my gym for sure, but it has everything I need: dumbbells, boxes, has a platform with a normal barbell, a few plates.
Can you show me someone squatting below parallel, Caleb? It doesn't even matter if it's an air squat or like, it doesn't matter what. I'm curious how far Charlie goes down. How far do you go down, Charlie? You can get close to parallel?
I can.
No wonder you like LeBron. LeBron doesn't squat below parallel either.
Well, but he doesn't need to.
Okay, fine. All right.
But
I'm thinking for like injury or safety, like, okay, yeah, here's a look, you squat that low?
Yeah. Not much lower though, because one, like as a runner, like we lose a ton of ankle mobility and just like joint mobility in general because we're just so like not stationary, but we're so just like one dimensional.
Yeah, repetition in one domain.
Yeah, but the thing too that I will say is like in running, our leg is never like that while we're running. So
right. So you don't squat that low unless you're dropping a deuce in the woods.
Exactly. There then it's necessary, which unfortunately happens on occasion when you're running. So,
do you think about the longevity of your body? Like 50 years from now, you still want to be able to run?
Yeah, I want to try to be.
Below parallel.
That's what I don't know where I'm gonna end up when I'm actually like when I officially I guess retire.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always want to be like at least try to be runner fit. I think I'll just be the classic dude's like I just run 10 miles every day. I'm like that's a good day, and then I try to go throw it down like at the rec center against middle schoolers, like that shit.
Hey,
awesome.
When's the next time you try to break a world record?
Probably next fall.
Yeah. What month? It's Christmas. It's December. So fall. What fall's like? September is a fall.
September, October, November. Yeah, I think I want to go for the 100K world record.
Not the 50K. Not. But what if someone beats the 50K? Do you think is there anyone who's like talking shit?
No one's talking shit. I think if there's someone that can beat it, be my buddy CJ Albertson, who's he's a 211 guy. Yeah, okay. He's a pretty good friend of mine. I mean, competitor, but like a ton of mutual respect. He could probably go get it.
Because What's a 211er mean? You mean he does the marathon in 211?
211, yeah. So this dude, so Sorokin, he has the record. Like, I think I can smash the fuck out of this.
Wow.
You got a list of these guys' names on your wall or something?
I mean, damn close. It's up here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Charlie Lauren.
no, like I have nothing against that dude, but I just like he's all over Instagram. Like he does great. He's great for the sport. All this broke all these records. But I just want to be like, shut up, dude. Like watch what I can do and just go do that.
Dude, you're great for the sport. You're the type of personality for a sport like this that would just fucking send it over the edge and collect a whole entire new audience. And that's why I was like, if you got a media guy close to you or anybody who's just willing to cut their chops, like Sevan was saying, get them close, let them distribute. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't. I'm probably gonna start one soon though.
Pick that fucking thing up, dude. I'm telling you, like, you let your personality shine through. Even if you do the dumb shit, here's what I eat in a day. Here's how I cook. Here's how I do my coffee. Here's how I lace my shoes. Here's are the different types of shoes. Here's how I choose my shoes, right? All that little stuff that is pretty much would seem meaningless to you, I think would do really well. But with your personality, your attitude, like all of that, I think you'd be surprised at how big of an impact you can make on this sport.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, and truthfully too, this is through just other contract negotiations too with another brand. They're like, we think you should, like, because they kind of told me the same thing, Matt. They're like, I think you could have there's truthfully, like, and running is great. It's called a gentleman's sport. Like, it's probably the kindest way to put it. Like,
I think so. I think that works.
But I love the trash talk. I love being like, I'm gonna put this dude in his fucking place. Like, we're all friends. Truthfully, like, we all know each other at this level. But also too, it's like they know I'm trying to beat their ass. Like, they absolutely know that. So and I enjoy doing that. So
dude, you should start little mini fights with them on Instagram and shit. People love the drama, right? One of the flaws in CrossFit, I think, is everybody goes out and kind of cheers. And like, if any athlete says like, oh, I'm going to dominate these fuckers, everybody's like, he's the bad guy, right?
But it gets so much attention. It's so fun to talk about. It gets so much attention. Yeah. And especially if it's sincere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well, you guys will love this. Like, I remember, like, this is back in high school even. Like, I didn't have Instagram. Instagram was like, didn't even exist. But I was just like, I'd like tweet shit like before meets, be like, well, here comes another easy 2 wins. You know, if I was on
and would people like at the event say stuff to you, or
there were parents that would be like, he can't say this, like from other schools, and they
as you walk.
Yeah, and they like my coaches, even my dad was like, you think Charlie's showing up to lose? No, like, you know, I would just like, that's the shit I would say, but it's like, back it up, like, you know, I was a state champion and stuff, like, multiple times. So
do you know who Gordon Ryan is? He's not a runner. He's in jiu-jitsu. But the reason why I bring it up is he brought that aspect, and he was like how you were, like, he showed up and just started dominating on the scene, and he brought that confidence with him, and he transcended the sport. So now you see this dude with like Logan Paul and like these mainstream type podcasts and talking about it, because I think he has what you have. He has like that like it factor and the talent to back it up, the earned confidence to back it up. Right. Yeah. And right here. And he walked out, and one of the things that he did, which is very similar to what you did, he wrote on a piece of paper, and he's going up against world-class high-level guys. He wrote on the piece of paper the submission that he was going to do. And it was like, you know, arm bar or something. He sealed it, gave it to the announcers and said, don't open this until after I win this match. And then he'd walk out on the stage and do one of these and like put his crown on, and he'd go out there and he would submit these high level guys. And most of these matches don't even end in submission, and he would submit them. And then after he would end, he would say, yeah, go ahead and open that envelope. They'd open up, and sure enough, exactly what he fucking wrote on there is how he did the match. And little things like that. I mean,
dude, that's so badass.
Caleb, look at his profile real quick. Can you just bring up just his amount of Instagram followers? So if you go to anybody else in the jiu-jitsu space, this dude trumps it. And here's the other thing, dude. Yeah, 1 million followers.
And he's crazy shadow banned. He's crazy shadow banned.
He got up with these guys with this thing called BJJ Fanatics. And essentially what it is he sells like his methods and his techniques, right? And I mean, it made him a multimillionaire. And it was all leveraged from his personality, the coach that he had, his media, and everything else. And I mean, you talked about how you already have the remote coaching and everything else. I mean, dude, you build that media platform behind you and you build your audience. And I really feel you would have the same direction as one of these type of guys.
Yeah. No, that's the thing too. Like, literally, like, my Instagram caption was like, 4:48:21, like new world record. I'm taking this shit over. Like I legit think I can be one of
your
the
late night
best.
TV show shit. Like you could be on one of those ding dong shows, like whatever those guys are, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Hey, how is it working with
Thank
Outside
you.
Magazine?
Oh, outside was dope. Yeah, and it's
was
pretty
good?
fortunate too. Like Brian Metzler, the writer for it, he's local to Boulder, so I know who he is. Like we see each other around at either tracks or so it was fun. So and that was obviously massive outside. Runner's World, obviously. Gentleman from I forgot, it's a sub category of Men's Journal. I'm not sure when that's coming, but yeah, it's been fun.
Drug testing in your sport?
Drug testing, yes sir.
No shit, they drug test you guys?
Yep.
There's not enough money to drug test you guys.
There, as far as I know, there is.
Fuck. All
So
right.
yeah, had to go piss in a cup after the race, which is fine. So I literally like when I first signed up for the race, I emailed the race director Steve. I'm like, I will need drug testing. So like, can we have it there? Because I was like that confident I was going to break the record and would need it to be ratified. So
If you wouldn't have broken the record, then you wouldn't have needed to be tested.
correct, yeah. For it to be like ratified and counted, I have to like have a drug test. So
Dan Guerrero, his steroid transformation helped too. You can tell that to Charlie. Gordon Ryan is like juiced. That guy's juiced to the gills. But they don't test in that. I don't think they test in his sport.
They don't. Yeah.
yeah, ours is like, I mean, running's dirty, man. Like it's mostly like, and I'm not like just singling out people, but it's like there's a lot of like East Africans that get popped for EPO, for like nandrolone, for testosterone. So I just live in just remote places, and it's like, hey, you can be the best in the world, make a lot of money, get your family out of this scenario. But like, what's going to help you? Here, like, rip some EPO, like boost more blood cells. So kind of a sad, shady aspect of running, truthfully. But
can you test for that? Can you test for EPO?
yeah, oh yeah. There's, I mean, EPO is like what Lance was on. He would do like the blood bags and all that to get extra blood in. I mean, like I'll say this too, like I'm a massive Lance fan. I think like take the drugs out of the tour when he was on it.
I like
still
Lance
winning.
too.
He's still winning those races. Like he's the best. He's the greatest human to ever ride a bicycle, in my opinion.
It did suck how some of the stuff he said afterwards, like some of the people he sued and went after, but journalists are scumbags anyways. Jeremy World, that's a racist comment. No, he was talking about white East African runners, not black. But thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, honestly, too, like they're literally like there was a Canadian dude who got popped like a month ago, like a white dude. And it's just like
you had to bring race into it. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Canadian white guy getting
But
popped.
no, like it's kind of wild. Like there's every other day you'll see like a blah 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 from wherever nation pop for EPO or whatever it was. So it's
Mason Mitchell on a bike. Lance never failed a single test, says the guy on a bicycle in his profile.
Hey, he's not wrong. He didn't. So
is that true? He never failed a test?
He didn't.
What'd you say?
He just admitted to it.
Oh, eventually that's what happened?
Yeah. He went on Oprah, and Oprah was like, have you ever taken performance-enhancing drugs? And he said, yes. And that was like years after the fact.
Wait, why did he do that?
Because he felt bad.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk like ultimate killer? Like that man's a killer. Like his stuff is so fun to watch. Yeah, to even like go watch like Lance hype videos or like even like a couple of his documentaries. Like he's a savage.
The greatest endurance athlete of all time? Is he an endurance athlete?
Oh yeah, I mean he's up there as one of them, in my opinion. Obviously, it's like none of his tours count because he admitted to doping, but it's like for sure, in my opinion, he's one of them for sure. I also consider like Courtney Dauwalter's up there as well.
Is that a girl?
Yep, Ultra Trail. She's probably mine. I would guess probably the best. Or there's a guy named Killian Jornet. He's up there as well. They're also like ultra trail people. They're not necessarily like ultra road.
Courtney Dauwalter.
Yeah, Courtney's a badass. You want to talk about like being in like the Hurt Locker? Like she talks about like hallucinating on these like trail races too, because she just pushes herself so far.
Look at Chrissy knows who Courtney is. Holy shit! How the fuck?
There we go.
Courtney is.
Shout out Chrissy.
Courtney Dauwalter.
Was she that one that said that she like fell asleep or something like in part of the trail, but then like woke up like still running or something crazy?
maybe like I know she's talking about like just like laying down and like taking naps and shit. So maybe like I can see it.
Yeah, was she like the 1-minute napper or something like that too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard a story about her where she like closed her eyes and woke up and freaked out and yelled at her whole team, and she was like, "You let me oversleep, blah blah blah." And they're like, "It was 1 minute."
Yeah.
Like I felt fucking great. I don't know what happened. I mean, maybe it wasn't her. I could be wrong.
You like this guy Djokovic?
Is that Novak Djokovic?
Yeah.
No.
You don't like him?
No, I'm in tennis. I got to go with Roger, man.
All right.
Or also too, I'm a John McEnroe fan as well. I like.
Oh, well then how could you not
tennis
like Djokovic? Djokovic, McEnroe, same thing, different year.
Djokovic is annoying.
I like
I don't know.
Djokovic.
I mean, I've
The
nothing
podcast
against-
is taking a
I'm-
stumble, Souza, at the
I'm-
hour and 55 minute mark.
I'm a fan of his play. Like I respect his game. That's for sure. I just like a couple of his competitors better, I guess.
All right, brother. Hey, you made a big mistake giving me your phone number.
No, you're good, man. You got it. Reach out anytime. I tell people this. If I don't reply within, this is not a joke. If I don't reply within 2 minutes, I'm either training, sleeping, or on a call like we are right now. So,
Oh, dude, you're not going to be returning. You're a year away from like, don't ever call me again.
no, I mean,
You're
like,
big
just-
time, dude. I'm telling you, Charlie, you're the man.
Yeah, if you want me back on, just let me know. I'm happy to.
All right.
Anytime.
Don't change your phone number, buddy. I hate it. I hate it when someone comes on here when they're just small time and then they get big time and change their number.
No, what's the Here's on Twitter. Twitter's so stupid these days. Like I'm on Twitter just to troll people. Like that's all I do is troll teammates. But like there's like a weird pride thing about like having your OG like area code. Like I don't know why I always want to have a 320 area code, which is Central Minnesota, which is like I don't live there. I'll never live there again in my entire life. But it's just like I have a little attachment to my cell phone number. So in a weird way.
Oh yeah,
Maybe not in a weird way. It's just an attachment.
Is that the only cell phone number you've ever had?
Only cell phone number from day one. Whenever
Yeah,
I got
mine's
it.
my only one I've ever had either.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, so I'm not. I don't plan on changing unless I absolutely have to, which I don't know why I would have to. So,
All right, I can't wait. For sure. If we don't talk to you sooner, we'll definitely talk to you in the fall. I can't wait to see what you're up to. Stay healthy, dude. You're an amazing human being, brother.
yeah,
Mhm.
no, that's the name of the game. So,
All right, man. Have a fabulous night. Thanks for your time. In 5 minutes we'll be cracking jokes about you, and you'll be sawing logs.
I mean, hey, if they're good, shoot them my way because I like
Okay.
laughing at myself all the time. So,
Thanks,
we'll
man.
do, brother.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
thank
Charlie
you, boys.
Lawrence, fastest 50-miler in the world. Thanks, buddy. Good night.
Night, boys.
I really like that kid.
Jeez.
That young, but I really like him a lot. Hey, Juice, check your
You would
text
think
messages. We got the agency already working. Look at that.
Hey,
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe how cool that is. You would think that to be that focused, you'd have like some sort of autism. How is that guy that cool?
That's what I said. He's an anomaly. Like I was being serious. Like Dan said, I was hyping him up. I was definitely hyping him up, but that was like truth, dude. Like he's got the it, right? Like he's cool. He's funny. He's fucking confident. He crushes it. Like,
He tells stories.
mm-hmm.
Audrey Sevi, I started BJ's. I started BJJ. Oh.
Nice.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's really cool. Keep us posted. Wow. Rolling around with men, sweaty men. Thank God he found what he's good at. He looks like his next option was going to be a shitty rapper. Right? I bet you he'd be a good rapper. Jesus. Now the true comments come in. Oh, I know of him, might have seen him once or twice. Who? Charlie?
DB Cooper.
Oh.
Oh.
Unrelated.
Okay, fine. Hey, stay focused, guys. All right.
That was good.
So if you want a membership, if you want to see the behind the scenes it's launching Monday, right? Oh shit. Is Will Brandstetter in the chat? Will, do we have a final for episode 1? Like with like all the bumpers and shit? And like thank you to Two Brain Business and all that?
I think we do.
CA Peptides?
Mm-hmm. Paper Street.
I was getting the 10 milligrams of the CJC 1295, but now someone told me that you should get the 5 milligram because it comes with the DAC, and you need the DAC in order to activate the CJC. Fucking
What?
I know. I don't even know. And another reason Charlie's good is he talks fast. So you don't have to listen to his shit at 1.25.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it at 0.5.
Yeah. Dan Guerrero seemed like a good dude. Now we just got to get him squatting full range of motion. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Here's what I would do.
Sounds like some CrossFit bullshit to me.
If you want some pro advice from an amateur, here's what I would have him do. All I would have him do is just slow tempoed air squats as part of his warm up, full deep range of motion. Because if he's worried about changing that, and I would be very nervous to change somebody at his level, but I just think for his longevity, like he was like, oh, there's no reason for me to go to below parallel. And that's why when I asked him, I was like, hey, I think you should focus a little longevity, go below parallel, because he just wants to restore and keep that range of motion, or even doing like the Kelly Starrett old fashioned, like 10-minute bottom.
Maybe if he had that range of motion, he wouldn't have the elasticity that he needs to make those.
No,
I was going to say, do you think that nerfs him though? Do you think that now he's like, oh, now I'm worried about my longevity? No. I gotta fucking, I can't run that fast. I gotta fucking slow down.
The guy in the clown shirt. Nah, I didn't nerf nothing, but I think that, and I wouldn't change it dramatically either. I'm literally talking about like a couple slow, full range of motion squats. I would love to see him. I don't know his full regiment, but like strict press with the barbell as well to just build the upper body a little bit, just for the longevity of the shoulders and the range of motion. Nothing to like change. You know what I mean? Just to add a little bit for range of motion purposes. Because once you lose it, it's tough to get it back.
Hey, we just got Alexis Raptis, and it looks like maybe Justin Kotler, and I thought I saw another one in here. Oh, a Paige Semenza added to the video project.
Damn.
Yeah, this thing's getting massive. Graciano sent me a new one. That's a good dude.
That. And his new one was dope. Like he leveled up from the one he posted, right? Which was really cool of him.
Yeah, that's a good dude. Hey, I got the president of GoRuck's gonna come on the show.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. See, Mason knows. Mason knows.
Slant board goblets got. Oh, we should have asked him if he has a slant board.
Yeah, and that again, he could incorporate range of motion stuff like with a slant board. You know, some of that knee over toe stuff, the ass lunge, a couple of
slack box. He might snap that thing fucking in half. Snap an ankle in half on the slack box.
No. Knee over toe guy, slant board. Not.
I know, but I'm looking at what Kenneth said. Slack.
Oh,
box.
Sorry, I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Brandon Waddell, did someone say strict press? This dude strict press the house.
I wanted to show you guys. Oh, so you can, if you go to the homepage, you can get a membership, or if you're on the phone, you can get a membership. And did you put the link somewhere, Souza?
The link is actually in our Instagram bio. I did it right after we had the conversation, and then I'll drop the link here in the chat. The problem with the link, if you do it from Instagram, which I was kind of bummed about, is it makes you sign into YouTube. So that might be something we got to work around here.
Hey, there's this, you know, when you see synergy between people, it's just fascinating. I don't know how many of you follow James O'Keefe over at OMG Media, but he just broke this story that at IBM, you won't get your bonus if you hire white people, and that if you don't hire enough minorities, not including Asians, they exclude Asians, which is just crazy. You won't get your bonus. I mean, it's just a full blown race. It's so crazy over at IBM. But I want to play this for you, just not for the sake of what this guy is saying, but I'll tell you, big picture. I just love this. Watch what he
was
said.
leaked to O'Keefe of Krishna, the CEO of IBM, telling his employees to hire fewer white men or they will be punished. Their pay will be cut. Watch this.
Okay, I'm going to go over this in a live call-in show. The point of this isn't that IBM's is racist. The point is that this is like synergy between. This is now outside media
Mm-hmm.
putting
Mhm.
synergy between,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what I see happening in the CrossFit space
Mm-hmm.
with us in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. The locker room boys.
Yeah. Just
That's
everyone just like the synergy is crazy.
I don't think we'll go with the locker room boys after I said it. It gave me a look like, yeah, you're probably right.
but you see it, right? It's just different takes, different people running with each other's stories, supporting each other's stories.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's just so exciting when there's that everyone's just chipping in, doing their part. Just chip in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a sentient being, but it has no leader. Do you know what I mean? It has no head.
Well, the leader's kind of like the focused mission, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like,
And everyone knows it. And but it's not even talked about.
right.
It's just a alignment of values.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it excited me when I saw Tucker and O'Keefe, and I see all those guys kind of like, oh yeah, that's what we do.
Isn't
That's
the
what we're doing.
whole? I wonder if if IBM's like funded by, like how that works, because all those major, I'm drawing a complete blank. This is when I start to shut down at about 8:30. But they have like the ESG score, and if they don't have like a high enough ESG score, they'll start cutting their funding, and then that's the way for like BlackRock, State Street, these type Vanguard that own like 88% of the S&P 500, and that's how they can pull the strings on all these corporate entities because a ton of them get funding and stuff from that, so they want to stay within the good graces. So if they implement your ESG score, different things like that, the DEI type stuff, and you don't adhere to it, they'll start pulling those dollars away, right?
Yeah. So yeah. You saw Elon said that we need to get rid of all DEI. Not that it's like a big deal. I mean, it's like so obvious, but it's still cool to see him see it. Asymmetric ears. I will wager Graciano could also run 400 meters under 1:15. Wow. I'd like to get that behind my paywall. That's fucking paywall material. Holy shit. He Jeremy, I always knew Sousa was a robot. Like his batteries are turning off. It's 8:30 and he's like, all right. Tomorrow morning we have a surprise for you.
Surprise, you're disappointed.
A big surprise tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Caleb, are you around tomorrow morning by any chance?
Probably.
Look at Turdbird became a YouTube member. T-Bird. I mean, what do you expect? It just rhymes good together. Peace. Some countries this means fuck you. Sevan, you're such a hater for calling me a liar. I DM'd you the receipts of my resting heart rate. It was 38, not 39. Dang. Hey, well, he believed you. He was like, you're fit. He believed you.
Yeah.
DM me. You don't DM me. You be sliding into my DMs. Let me check that shit. I'm not just taking your word on it. Did you see the new beanies?
Yeah. They're sweet.
I don't see. Oh, did you have to request? Are you already in the lineup, or how would I find you? How do I find her? Oh, what's her name? Renee. Oh, here we go, Renee. Accept my message so I can show you. Oh shit. All right, fine. Damn.
Yeah,
Exclamation
bitch.
point. Accept it. Fuck, hostile. Dang, girl. Rich says, how do I become a member? Link in bio. So did I just respond to people? Link in bio.
I put in the chat too. Hey,
What do I? So tomorrow, should I make member only content and show people what I'm doing tomorrow?
Yes.
All of it, like all the baller shit too.
All of it. I think that's great. I think it'd be really cool to kind of go along on your travels and different things like that you do.
Yeah,
Especially
tomorrow for people who are very, very perceptive, they'll see something very interesting tomorrow.
Mm.
I don't think I've told you this either. I'll write it in the
Oh, Will, you're a good dude. And then Will, after you make that video, we'll put it for members only.
That's all true. But it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy content.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Hey, and how about this?
I like how it's just silent. We know and no one else does.
How about that?
Keyboard typing.
Did you see that?
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's why I'm not sure how much I can show.
Wow, just enough.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
enough.
Anyway,
Damn.
if you're a member, tomorrow you'll see. Some of you might know. Some of you might not even give a shit. Are you sharing notes back and forth? There's a private chat here, and I'm telling them stuff.
Oh, like she's a teacher. Read them to the class. You will if you remember. You'll see it
I
all.
used to love passing notes. That's pretty girly of me, right?
No,
You
It's a
like
lost
passing
art.
notes?
it's a lost art. It was the best. And then you pass. Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe.
And then the squares. Yes. Check
Please.
one.
Please check one.
Guys, look at this crazy shit. I don't have no idea what's going on here, but look at this crazy shit. So this is the website's called Tokyo World. Foreigner saves Japanese teenager's life. Okay. Now watch this. This is it. What's cool is it's kind of like an obese man, which in obese people can float really good, but he's saving this woman, I think, life. But watch this. This is nuts. Watch this. You see that? You see that?
What the fuck?
She was swimming with her mask on.
I think she fell overboard in a boat.
Yeah.
But dude,
First thing you do is rip that off your face. You fucking waterboard yourself.
hey, and look where she look. Watch this. So she has a mask on still. Yeah, she's getting waterboarded. But like this guy almost drops her back in. Hey, if that was an American chick, they'd have never been able to pull her up over like that. I cannot believe this chick still has her mask on.
Hell?
Look at someone writes, feel like taking her mask off might be a good first order. This is a girl who's drowning, but she has and that's a legit mask, man. That mask is like the 4 straps and it's like pulled over her nose and her mouth. Like,
Yikes, dude.
Dude,
the only thing that's getting past that mask is COVID.
Hey, I admire her. She's at a real dark spot in her life, and all she cares about is saving other people,
Oh, my
protecting.
goodness. Where's the members only chat? I don't think there's such a thing.
There.
Oh, T-Bird, becoming a member was so easy on my Android. God bless the Android.
Everybody switch to Android.
Yeah.
Become members.
There you go. Masks were common in Japan before COVID. Yeah, all Asians love traveling around the world with the mask on. But under no circumstance, if you're drowning, and your mask is soaking wet and completely adhered to your face, should you keep it on?
No.
Even if someone's like spitting in your mouth with COVID, you should still take your mask off.
Yeah. Triage.
Jeez. Janelle, my husband and I wrote each other notes every day for a year when we were dating.
Aw.
I have hundreds of them in a box. Throw that shit away. You can do it on an iPhone. Just go to YouTube in your Safari browser, click the AA in the search bar, and click View as Desktop Website, and you'll see the join button. Holy shit, there it is. You can do it on, just go to YouTube in your Safari browser, click the AA in the search bar, and click View as Desktop Website. Wow. You need to allow gift memberships. Is that
I thought
I talked
turned
to.
it on.
Okay.
someone say something?
I talked to Pedro, and Pedro's like, I have no idea how I did that.
When I went through, there was like a toggle switch in one of these settings that said like allow people to gift it, and I thought I had turned it on, and now I can't find where that was.
God, please find it. Dear God, I apologize for having someone on that doesn't believe in you. Please don't hold that against me. Yeah, that guy's a great guest. Oh, I'm already gonna have to apply for an exemption. This program has already been flagged.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was in there. I'll search around again. Oh, giving.
Oh shit! Do you see this in our live section? It says we have members videos now. Shit, our members videos get more views than the ones we send for the public.
I noticed that too.
Oh. I have no idea what these young people want. Why don't you get a young person on the show to help you dinosaurs with technology? Caleb's 20 something. How old are you, Caleb? 29?
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're covered.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. He's in the military. He knows how to-
Basically means I'm half retarded. So
he could set up a tent.
yeah, I can
And-
set up
and
a
get-
tent.
He can set up a tent and give you a shot that cures you of most venereal diseases.
That's all you get.
All right. Brandon Waddell, good night to you too. Caleb, thanks for coming on. Souza, thank you. Tomorrow we got a surprise for you, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll be sending you a bunch of member only videos tomorrow. Don't get used to that. That's not like something I'm going to do regularly. I'm just like kind of excited by it now. Like, so I'll do some. But I think tomorrow you guys will be, those of you who are diehards will have fun seeing what we're doing tomorrow. Bye-bye.